I wasn't running, but I was tired from always building, always wired. Then I stepped into a life that didn't beg for speed, and I slowed down enough to finally breathe. No deadlines, no side eyes, no masks to wear, just roosters in the morning and open air. And for the first time, I wasn't fighting to be seen. I saw myself in ways I'd never been. I left the better me in the Philippines. Not in love, not in lust, but in what peace means. I walked through those streets and dropped my shield, and what I found was a man finally healed. Now I'm back in the noise and the same routines, but I left the better me in the Philippines. He was lighter, spoke less, felt more, laughed at rain, didn't lock the door, ate slow, slept deep, cried without shame, didn't need a throne or anyone to blame. He didn't scroll just to feel alive, didn't chase nothing, he just arrived. I met him sitting on a quiet balcony and realized that man was always in me. I left the better me in the Philippines, where silence spoke and the soul got clean, where the past didn't matter and the future could wait, and the moment itself felt like escape. Now I'm back in a world that steals my peace, but I left the better me in the Philippines. See, they think we're chasing beaches and palm trees, but we're really just trying to remember who we were before the world taught us to survive instead of lie. I left the better me in the Philippines. No baggage, no blame, just the in-between, between the noise I escaped and the truth I found. In a slower life on softer ground, he still lives there, the man I wanna be. Yeah, I left the better me in the Philippines. He's still there, sipping slow, talking less, breathing free. And I pray to God I get back to him before this place finishes me.
Salute, salute, salute. What's up? Juice, how you going? How you doing, man? Can you hear me? I forgot my mic, so I'm not even sure if I'm coming through. Left my mic. I left my mic in Connecticut. So expat living overseas. How you doing, brother? How are you, man? Salute. Come on, what up? What's going on? That's my ode to the Philippines, man. That's my ode to the Philippines. I'm in DR right now, man. I'm in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. That's why I had to hop off the other night, man. I had to go catch a flight. You know, I needed to get out, man. That's the topic for tonight, man. How y'all doing, man? First and foremost, man, how are y'all, man? And I hope everybody's doing good. Yeah, I'm doing great, man. I'm loving DR so far. It's different than the Philippines, but it's good. I love it here so far, man. You know, why every man should travel. That's the topic tonight, man. Because I mean, I know everybody in here has traveled, but I know personally some people that have never left the United States, man. And honestly, that was me up until a few years ago. I didn't see the benefits of it. I didn't understand. But man, now I got that bug in me, and I can't get it out, man. I want to see the world now, and I'm starting to understand the benefits of it, man. Because like right now, I haven't felt this free ever in my life, and I'm not here to bash America or anything like that, but I just haven't felt this free, man. Cisco in the building. What up, bro? Yeah, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see y'all up in here, man. So I know Cisco has traveled. I know Kamal has traveled. I don't know about Juice. This is my first time. It's my first time, man. I got in. I landed yesterday. My ass, man. I'm saying I'm going just to relax. I'm gonna take it easy. I just can't do it, man. I gotta get out, move, like out and about, man. I don't give myself the time to relax, man, because I want to see everything, man. So today I was out walking for like 5 hours, just walking around, man. I've recorded a little bit of video, but I'm not even here for that. Honestly, I'm not here to vlog. I'm just here to like relax. Because even at 2 weeks in the Philippines, man, vlogging and all that, I just can't. W, what up, bro? Good to see you in here. I'm in Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Love it here, man. Yeah, Adam's in the building too. Yeah, I love it here, man. I know TJ said he's been here a few times. I don't know who else has been here. But if you've been to Santo Domingo, man, let me know some things to do. I did my research. I got things I want to do, but not crazy. I'm not gonna be bouncing around like I am in the Philippines. I'll be all over the place. So I want to talk to for all of us. I want all of us to talk to the men that haven't traveled, the men that have not left the shores of America. You know, the benefits of it. It's like I was saying, man, it changed my life. It changed my perspective on my entire life traveling outside of America. So I'm not here to talk about the women. I'm not even here to talk about negativity, man. You know? Salute. What time? What time's in the building? What up, bro? He said, "What time is it? What's up, Blizzard? Fragrance shopping with this little honey." Yeah, he be pulling, bro. He be pulling. What time is that brother be pulling, man? Cisco says, "What up, Juice?" Juice says, "I've traveled a decent amount. Philippines was the furthest, but I've been all over Europe." That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Everybody saying what up to each other, man. I like seeing that, man. Last year, 2003, had a blast. Yeah, so far, man, I'm enjoying it, man. Like I said, I took a stroll today. Where I'm in Gazcue, Gazcue, and Santo Domingo. That's the neighborhood I'm in. And I took a walk to the Zona Colonial, Chinatown, all up and through there. If you go past Chinatown, you get into like the regular area, like everyday Dominican people live. So I like that, man. I've never stayed on a resort. I don't think I'll ever stay on a resort. I like staying like around people. Well, I don't know. Maybe you could call that place I stayed in, Puerto Galera a resort, but Kamal says I encourage international travel daily when I'm out and about. Me too. Do I speak Spanish? Not enough. And it shows not enough. I can understand what the conversation is, but I cannot hold a full conversation. Like if I need something, I could go out and get it and talk, but just not enough to have a conversation. He says, my property manager is Dominican, always speaks highly. Yeah. Me too now, bro. Now that I've actually been here, like I've grown up with Dominican, Puerto Rican. That's just the city I live in. Um, you feel like you blend in pretty well, at least. Yes, yes. And I was gonna bring that up. And I don't want to compare or anything like that, but I feel like just a normal person here, man. I'm not getting any funny looks. I'm not like everybody just coming up to me speaking in Spanish to me, like I'm from here. And I like that. To be honest, I like not sticking out like a sore thumb, you know. So that's one plus. That's one plus. I'm actually drinking water. It's hot as hell down here too, though. But that's one plus. I guess going to a country um that has a lot of people, darker complexion people here. Like I had walked to the supermarket, do some shopping, and I was just in a crowd of people. And I'm just like, yeah, I just felt like I'm just one of them, and I like that, you know. With times just keep living this life, Blizzard. I'll be headed back overseas in August. Salute. Yes, sir. Blizzard, I felt the same way when I started traveling in 1993. Yeah, because before I took my first trip to the Philippines, man, I was stressed out. I was stressing everything in my life, man. My decisions I made 30 years ago was still on my mind, but now it's almost like what we were talking about um, Wednesday. Like, is it worth the fight? The things we fight about, the things that we're at each other's necks about at home, like to realize that on a world stage, it's so petty. It's so petty, man. Like we're killing each other for stepping on each other's sneakers in the United States, man. Our own people. And it's like it's crazy. We're arguing, we're fighting, we're bickering, we're fighting with our women, all type of shit. The complaints we have, man. And then you get out and you see like, yo, that's petty, bro. Petty, you know? Cisco says, every time I go to Miami, that's how I feel, just like everybody else. Like, nah, I love it. I don't want to stick out, man. I don't want to stick out at all, man. He says, Blizzard, what time says Blizzard, will you see yourself living overseas or South America? I don't know yet, to be honest. Um, I love the Philippines, man. Hey, I don't know if y'all heard that intro, bro. That's my ode to the Philippines. Like, that's my ode to the Philippines, man. And I don't want to hear nobody talking crap about AI because I got a lot of time on my hands lately, and I've been just writing songs, putting them into the AI, the generator. It'll generate the beat and the voice. I love it, bro. I don't want to hear nobody. If I was trying to like commercialize it, yeah, I would have something against it. But I'm just playing around, man. I love it, bro. I got like probably like 10 songs. It takes a lot to get it to come out the way you want it to come out, but that's my ode to the Philippines. If you ain't see the intro, after this, go back and watch the intro, man. It's like one of them 70s soul soul songs, man. Juice says, I hear traffic is an issue in Santo Domingo. Yeah. Yo, I thought they drive crazy in the Philippines. No, they drive crazy here. Like crazy, crazy. Like I've never feared for my life in the Philippines driving around. But here, just from the ride from the airport, there was like 3 times where I thought like dude was gonna get hit by a truck or he's just crazy, crazy, man. Expat living overseas says most men would live and die in the same place, same town, same habits, same comfort zone. Yeah, I know people that I grew up with still standing in front of the same store, standing on the same corner, and they're 50, you know, over 50, 50 years old, still doing the same shit. I was talking to a buddy of mine not too long ago, and I was trying to tell him because he goes on cruises. But most of the places he visits is in the United States. Like he loves going to Colorado, so he goes to Colorado a lot. I was like, man, you don't want to like go overseas for what? You got everything here, and yeah, we do got everything in America. Everything physically you could want to do. You know, you can go skiing to nice beaches to big ass lakes, and everything is in America in that sense. But the culture, you can't replicate that. You cannot replicate it, man. And the feel of the people. Um, that's one thing I said. Like, imagine Americans living in the conditions that we see sometimes in the Philippines. Like with everything we have, and as much as we complain and be ready to risk it all. Yeah, Miami is nice, bro. But I feel you. Yeah, I want to know why you don't like it, Cisco. You, I don't like the spotlight on me, to be honest. I don't like that big of a spotlight on me. I don't like people to act like immediately know I'm a tourist, and that's one thing I haven't gotten here yet. You know, I haven't like even when I went to the colonial zone, I didn't stick out as a tourist. I didn't have everybody coming up to me like there were people like that everybody was like coming up to them trying to sell them shit. I'm just walking by. Like he said, be careful of the chicas. They are drug induced. I don't gotta worry about that. I don't do that stuff. Well, you always gotta worry about it because I do like mingle. But I ain't doing no crazy stuff down here. He said, and that's exactly why most men would never grow into their full potential. Yeah. He said, yeah, it's cool there, but it's expensive. That was a cool intro. Thank you, man. My ode to the Philippines, man. Cisco Bliss, have you always been a writer? Yeah, I used to rap. I used to be in a rap group. Long, 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 long time ago. Long time ago. In my teens. We did a couple shows. Nothing big. Wow. He says, where you learn how to edit so good, brother? I mean, I don't even know, bro. I just clip. What I do is I record and I just clip the parts that are interested in me, and I just put them together. Did that last video I edited? I tried to put it to a beat where it switched on the kick, but watching it back, I could see how I was off a little bit. So I got to work on that. And honestly, I got basic. I don't even have like um, the programs that these people use. I just got Clipchamp, just a Microsoft basic. It comes with Microsoft, um, Clipchamp, and Canva. I got the Pro Canva. I think that's like $14 a month or something. And I just use that. I don't think I'm that good. I just think I know the camera is a very good camera. See, I don't know what that says, man. But I gotta get up on that. I gotta get up on the Spanish. I don't know enough. I thought I knew more than what I know. But when everybody's that's just their language, yeah, it really honestly it's kind of intimidating to actually speak it to people, but you don't have a choice. Like I'm not in the tourist area. So it kind of forces you to use it. So this says I never considered going to the DR. I can't wait to see your videos. Most of what I see is dudes basically doing Thailand activity. Yeah, yeah. And honestly, I was never interested in the DR until I seen one of those dudes. Um, he was in Sasua, and he came to Santo Domingo, and he didn't like it. He didn't like it because he was like, "Oh, these it's different here. I'm not getting all that attention from the ladies, you know." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I want to go there." You know, the other side. He says, because travel is the ultimate test, the ultimate teacher. It breaks you down, builds you up, it turns boys into men. If you do it the right way, it's like he was just saying, a lot of guys come over, especially the DR, man, and they just want the women. You know, that's all. He said they drug my homie and robbed him. And Santo Domingo, sheesh, sheesh. Yeah, that's crazy. Cisco says, I don't like this a spotlight on me, but I like feeling different than the status quo because that's all I've known my whole life. Yeah, I'll be in my comfort zone. You know, I'll be in my comfort zone, just going with everybody else. And I like it that way. So I got the link here. I'm gonna drop the link, man, because we got some experienced travelers in here, man. Um, oh, I don't gotta do that. I can just put the link on my laptop. And they do have power outages here. I think I've had like two already, but the generator kicks right in. It's really, as you mentioned, poverty. I was just chilling hopping, came across the belly Jamaican scene as they rode through Kingston. Yeah, I can see Blizzard style being like DMX with my thoughts. Ryan, what up, bro? What's going on, man? Expat says, flying under the radar, staying out of trouble is the best way to travel. Yeah. It says to learn the local language will help you better navigate the country. Yeah, exactly. I'm here till a short trip. Short trip. I'll leave Monday. Travel teaches you who you really are. Salute. Tap that like button. Yeah, hit that like button, man. We in here. At home, you're surrounded by people who think they know you. You're that guy from school, work, the gym, your neighborhood. They already labeled you, and maybe you've labeled yourself too. Yeah. And I think you just don't know, like I got one friend, he's so opinionated. He knows everything. He's never traveled like outside. You've never seen how other people live, how other people think. You got ideas, maybe you've seen it, you know, maybe you know somebody from there, but you never been there, you know. Like I heard about poverty in the Philippines. You know, you hear about it, but when you see it, it's different. Man. What it did was like it made me realize like they're over here complaining. I'm complaining about a lot of shit when I actually have it better than you know a lot of other people, a very high percentage of other people in the world. You know, the minute you land in a new place, nobody knows you. You're free. You're free, and a lot of people reinvent themselves, man, to the man that they want to be. You know, they get away from them labels. They get away from their past mistakes. You know, you get to start over. You know, it's just cool. Cisco says, y'all, I mean, what time says, y'all, don't let Cisco fool y'all. He drives a cyber truck living large. Expresses, you're not your past anymore. You're not your failures. You're not your image. You're just you. Yeah, he laughing at that. Wishy, how you doing, beautiful? How you doing? Wishy plays in the building. She says hi to Ryan. Salute. Everybody drop mine in the chat, man. Drop mine in the chat. He said he drives a Honda Accord. I drive a Honda Civic. I'm not fancy at all. I don't care about none of that stuff, man. I'm trying to go out tonight though. Try to go out a little later, see what's happening. I'm not really a party person, but just after seeing poverty in the Philippines and then seeing how nice and giving the people still are, man, I have nothing to complain of. Exactly. Exactly. That's what I meant. It's like, not that we can't have our opinions, but those deep seated feelings of woe is me, God is so hard. Yeah, I don't really feel that no more. I feel like such a weight lifted off of me, man. And even how angry and upset I was at the United States, like that changed too. You know, why I don't know. It just changed in me. You know, and that's what I said. That's where the real discovery begins. You start asking the big questions. Who am I when nobody's watching? What kind of man do I want? Yeah, and what will you do with that newfound status? You know, some guys take it, it goes to their head, they get the big head, you know, think they're better than people, look down on people, you know, or the real you comes out, you know. Listen, know he got 2 days lined up. I quit playing. Nah, let's just go, oh, hello. Yeah, because I know, like, I was telling my nephew this a while ago about traveling, man. Like I said, you got to see the world, man. There's so much out there that we don't know. We don't get taught. You don't get taught about. And that's why I like going to like see historical things. I don't travel for women. I don't travel for women at all. Um, it's just not one of the things I've ever been worried about. If I could get, well, if I go there, could I get a woman? Or, do they like black men there? No, like, you never hear me asking those questions. I actually did a video trying to debunk that, but people still ask it. But I want to see history. Like I just seen today, Christopher Columbus, his house. The first the first church in the Americas is here. You know, I've seen that today. Good one, X-Bass. Thanks for staying with me yesterday. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah. We'll travel. We'll travel for you, Liz. Let me know when you want to come to the States, Wishy. You're gonna travel. Got you. You're not gonna make a dude like black men in the DR video. Nah. Man, listen, man. They do. But like I said, I blend in. I love that. I just blend in. I did make that video like over a year ago. Stop asking. Stop asking if they like you, man. Just go, man. Just go and find out yourself because you're gonna get 80 different answers. You know what I'm saying? He said, make it like maybe. Joseph, what up, brother? What's going on? He said, make it as a parody. That would be funny, man. Do they like black men? Even though half of them look black. uh, Me too. He says, me too, brother. I travel for adventure. I'll be vlogging overseas looking for some rare exotic plants that's found in perfume. Yeah, I can't wait to see that, man. It's very interesting, man. It really is, because And that's what I was saying before. Like I see people doing the cologne videos, you know, and presenting the colognes and all that, but they don't have the knowledge you have. They can't break it down like you're breaking it down, man. You know, it's like I was saying, Andre, he does a cologne of the day, and he tells you about this. He tells you about it, but he don't got the knowledge you got. Not even close. He's just like, oh, it smells like pineapples. It smells like this and that. And no, like no shade to him. But then to watch one of your videos and you breaking down like where every different compound comes from and why they use this and why they use that. Like, yo, that's good to see, man. Somebody that's actually has a depth, you know, and could go deep on what they talking about, man. Black is beautiful. Ah, yes, it is. Time is brilliant. Yeah. Here's my email. If y'all ever want to link up or you know you want to holler at me behind the scenes, that's my email right there, man. Don't hesitate, man. Joseph says my cologne is the must under my arms. LOL. I learned women like my natural must. I don't know, bro. If it's just working for you. I love. I don't know. I'm not crazy and have to have it on everywhere I go. But I love like oils, man. If your diet is on point, it smells kind of sweet. Do you wear deodorant? I'm not trying to be funny, but some people don't wear deodorant. They don't think they stink. They be stinking. Not saying you do, but Cisco, I have a lot to learn, bro. But thank you. Yeah, we all do, but you are pretty. I see W. W. They would need to connect there. It says W. I see you popped up, but it says you need to connect your mic or cam before I can add you. He said, there you go, brother. I can't see you, but that's fine. I don't know if I can hear you. Oh, he dropped back off. Cisco says my old boxing coach used to say that too, Joseph. He was wrong. No deodorant. Deodorant, funny enough, is what caused the bad smell. There's always more to learn. I'm gonna try to add you again, W. I hear something. Say something, brother.
Yo, what's up, Bliss?
Oh, you're a little. I don't know if
Can you?
that's me.
No, you know what? I'm actually my vehicle, and for some reason, it has my camera blocked.
Oh, he dropped out again. There's always more to learn. Yeah, wishy, no worries. Wow, another sausage in the panel. Bring the taco. Bring the taco up there. We're gonna talk about tacos are welcome. And you've traveled, issue. It's just cheap. It's just cheaper to one less expense. Uh, nah, your coach is right. LOL. I don't know, man. I've been in one too many 7-Elevens, man. Maybe they're doing it wrong though. You know what I mean? Um, he said, dude, question, do you accept beautiful lady Bliss? Yeah, I love women. I love all women, big women, little women, and in between. And there are so it is still men's mental health awareness month. I'm gonna keep saying See your comment, Joseph. I didn't mean it. Yes, I did. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. It's still Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. So it's still June. That's why I titled this video the way I did. You know, um, and there are mental health benefits to traveling. And I'm gonna read this. These aren't my words. I'll be honest with you. I looked this up. It says traveling abroad can have profound mental health benefits, especially for men dealing with stress, burnout, emotional fatigue, or simply feeling stuck. Right? One, it breaks routines and mental ruts. Traveling disrupts the monotony of daily life, job bills, stress, societal roles, and gives your brain something new to process, right? It sparks curiosity and motivation. It frees your repetitive negative thinking patterns and allows mental reset. All very important. All very important. Because why would you, as much as we complain about our lives and things we're going through, why aren't we actively pursuing a route away from that? Even if it's, all everybody can't live overseas. I've been arguing with my brother and trying to get him to get his passport for almost 3 years. You know what I'm saying? You want to, you're doing all this other stuff, all this other temporary, for me, I'm thinking it's temporary stuff to alleviate your stress, drinking, smoking, doing other things, you know. And for me, honestly, it took one trip overseas to reset my thinking, my way of thinking, you know. And it's amazing that the benefit that it's had on me, man. I know some people go overseas and they come back and they're like, oh, F the United States. The United States is so bad. It doesn't compare to this. I didn't come back that way. I honestly came back with more appreciation for America and the things that we're born into here. As much as we complain about them, like we're very lucky, to be honest. We're lucky to be born in the United States, man. Expat Adams in the back. Adams in the back. I'm gonna let you up, brother. Let me read number 2, and then I'm gonna let you up. Number 2 says reduces stress and anxiety. When you step out of your environment, you also step away from the triggers that come with it. Slower pace in many countries, less pressure to constantly perform, provide, or prove, and exposure to nature, sunlight, and different social norms reduces cortisol levels. Adam, salute, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good. It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you too. And hello to everyone in the chat. I think one thing I want to bring up real quick is in Thailand now, the marijuana laws have changed. Now you gotta have a prescription and a medical card to have marijuana. So if you decide to smoke marijuana now in Thailand, you gotta do it in private, out of public eye, if you can get into some trouble. I think it can be up to 3 months in jail and like 25,000 baht. So be careful.
Why do they keep changing it though?
I don't know. I
Because
said
it's a
that long.
monarchy.
I said it's a long. I said a long time ago, Thailand will do something and then they turn around and change it back. They switch back and forth, and I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, that could be tricky, man. If you're a foreigner going to Thailand, that could be tricky, man.
That's why I
They
said
change the
before you.
law so flippantly.
I
You got
said
to be
that's why I
careful.
tell. That's why I tell people when you travel or you move overseas, make sure you do your research on the laws, the cultures, and what's currently going on. Because
Yeah, man, stay up on them laws, man, because you just never know. One thing I do not want to be in a foreign country is in trouble at all.
Yeah, the jails and prisons overseas are not like the ones back home. They're a lot worse. Like take for example Vitality that's in the Philippine prison. I'm pretty sure he's managing himself there.
Yeah, no way. No way. What time says, Blizzard, brother, I'm gonna keep it 100. A lot of women overseas be saying a lot of foreigners stink because of the heat and their body chemistry. I wear a fragrance called Soaked Sun. Smells amazing. Yeah, I don't
Well,
know. Oh, what she said, let her eat her lunch first if she's gonna come up. That's good.
what I'll say, like if you're a foreigner and you decide to move overseas, if the area is a very hot climate, within the first 3 months from being so hot, you actually lose a lot of weight if you don't you don't pamper yourself with the air conditioning and cool all the time. You know, but what do you do if you lose all that weight? What I recommend is kind of eat right and start exercising.
Getting it back, eating all that damn rice.
Well, I don't eat a lot of rice here because I have to take on prescription steroids to suppress my immune system to help with my blood clots, and that raises my blood sugar pretty high. So I try to watch my sugar intake and carbohydrates.
Yeah. Cisco says East Asians and Southeast Asians genetically have less body odors, is what I've
Yeah,
I
and
don't know how they adapt. Maybe they adapt to it differently or something. Because I don't think I haven't been too close to any that many people over there, but I really didn't smell a lot of body odor over there.
no, not much body odor. Also, a lot of the women that over in the Philippines and Thailand, most of them don't even have to shave. They might have to shave like a little patch or something, but in general, they don't have to shave because all they ever get is like a little peach fuzz, and most of it is unnoticeable. If you,
Joseph says yes. All those things. Traveling is therapeutic. Humans aren't designed to move. That's why we have legs. You've been traveling for eons, man. I don't know why all of a sudden people like I know people that have negative views of people who travel, you know, and it makes no sense. Man has been traveling since the beginning of time. That's how the earth
well,
got populated.
well, most people usually just travel to places on their continent. That's how initially it started, but like worldwide travel started when people started exploring, going new places and trades and stuff like that. And some people decide to remain in those areas, but in the past it was a lot different than what it is now.
Yeah,
Let's see,
crazy.
see them. Trying to figure out what's going on with the camera.
I don't know. Your mic is going a little in and out too. Cisco says, Blizzard, I definitely realized my privilege of being born in the US after my first trip overseas. Yeah, like I said, it opened my eyes. It changed me, man. It changed me for the rest of my life. I'm absolutely sure of that. Absolutely sure of that. Joseph says, let them tell it. America's the worst country in the world. Yeah. I'll never come up here and say America is the best country in the world. What I did say was America right now is the best country for me. You know what I mean? And that's all I really could say. I can't say it's the best for you or not the best for you. All I can speak on is me. You know, so I'm not gonna be like, oh, everybody has to get out. You know, as much as I want to leave, you know, I do. But I got to do it the right way. But I got too many responsibilities to be just jumping ship, and I'm not ready. But America is the best country right now for me. You know, at this point in time, at this in my life, it just is. You know, and Joseph said Cisco International. I didn't realize it until I saw thousands of favelas and realized the little space I was in. was only 10% of how most Brazilians lived. I thought where I was normal. Yeah. Yeah. Adam's glasses are super fly. Yeah. He says, yeah, for real, Joseph, for all his flaws, we're lucky to live there. Not many places come close to it. Cisco, he says, what time says, Cisco, I heard something like that. Remember Cal mentioned that also. His guest house be smelly. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, he did say that. That some of y'all, he says, man, y'all gotta be funky. And some of us got third legs. It's so true. Yes, gene that affects body odors. He says, Cisco says, I just want to say this Al Pastor burrito is fire. California has the best Mexican food outside of Mexico. Come at me, Blizzard. Have you eaten local in the DR yet? Yeah, yeah. Damn, damn, I forgot the name of the dish, man. It's like the national dish with chicken. Just chicken and rice or type of I don't know what she did. I don't know what it is. But it's damn good. I'll tell you that. And then tomorrow I'm gonna go to it's a little comida right downstairs. I'm gonna try that tomorrow for lunch. But I got food here. Like I went grocery shopping just so because I'm not a foodie and I don't just be eating out anywhere, you know. But I know I could cook and I know what I like, so I won't be disappointed. But I'm still gonna go out and damn, I gotta look the name of that dish up, man. For real. I'll get it. Yeah, I don't know about Mexican, man, but I know I was just talking about pizza. I was just talking about pizza, bro. I know hands down you ain't beating the tri-state for pizza in America. I know that without even talking. I've had pizza in Florida, trash. Virginia, trash. Alabama, trash. West Virginia, trash. North Carolina, trash. South Carolina, trash. Tennessee, trash. Chicago was good. Chicago was good. He says, Preach Blizzard, America is still the greatest country to me. And that's all you can say. That's why I don't really get these that's why I don't get a lot of these comparison videos because you can only speak for yourself and your experience, you know. And the good point is like Barack guy. Everybody told me don't go to Barack. It's overcrowded, it's touristy, it's overpriced. You're not really gonna like it. I love Barack. I love every damn minute I was in Barack. Got Joseph in the building. What up, brother? He
Hey,
says, San Diego Mexican food was fire. I got to get out there someday. My buddy's going back to Italy and Greece in a couple months. I should have gone too. That's a lot of trash. Detroit pizza is great. Buddy's pizza is perfection. A native Jersey boy agrees. Yes, that's the tri-state. That's the tri-state. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. TJ, what up, bro? He says, you're in Santo Domingo. Yeah, haven't been out that way in a decade. Yeah, facts. Boracay is in another level of beauty. Yeah, I enjoyed myself. And I'm glad. That's why I'll take advice, but I really don't. I'm going to still do what I want to do. You give me some tips on safety, yeah, I'm gonna be safe. But as far as like your opinion, like it has to do with your experience, you know? What up, TJ? Italy was my next prospect. I don't know, for some reason, I just have no desire to go there yet. Yet, maybe.
There are
Maybe in
just
the
some
future
countries.
that'll change.
There's just some countries you just don't have a strong, because you got some people who make a like a career out of going to all the different countries in the world. But it's like I ain't got enough time. When you think about it logically, you trying to hit all those countries, you're either a content creator or you're trying to make it like a world record. But you can't really spend much time in all these different countries, many of them that you probably wouldn't even like going to anyway. So time is short. You only live once. Go to the countries you want to go to. If Italy is not popping for you, it ain't popping for you. I don't have a desire to go to Colombia at all. I don't care how many BBLs there's down there. I don't care. I could care less about what is it? The main paraply Paras in Colombia. That main street area that a lot of guys have to go to. There's no interest in me. I've actually seen like guys like that stuff. Have they seen
You don't
them
want to
like
see,
naked? Oh,
you don't want to go to Medellin?
no interest. If I was to go to
I don't
Colombia,
want to go.
it would have to be as non-touristy as possible. Kind of like when I
Yeah,
went to Brazil, it wasn't. I like the fact that there wasn't a lot of us there, even though I was one of them there, because
yeah,
we tend to go there and like set up like little colonies there, and then kind of ruin it, and then you kind of have this space where you're not really exploring the area. It's just you and the boys from America. And that to me, that's not fun. That's not traveling. So I don't know. I think you should just go to wherever you want to go
yeah,
to.
TJ Chop. Yeah, I think maybe one day it will. I know it's beautiful. I know it's beautiful. There's a guy that where I'm from, he travels a lot. Seems like every couple of months he's going to, like you said, a different country. He's a professional photographer, so I know him because his son and my son play football together. And he would do the photography for all the teams and stuff like that. But if you go on his Facebook page, you see it's beautiful. It's beautiful. But it's just not, I don't know.
Not drawn to it.
I feel like
Okay.
we know enough about Europe. You know what I mean? We know enough about all those places. Um, we learned about them in school. Like, definitely, I don't really want to see it yet. I want to see others. I want to see North Korea. I'll see North Korea, and then after
that's,
North Korea, I'll go up to Italy.
that's random as hell, bro. North
He
Korea. You went from
said
Italy.
he didn't care for Paris, but he really liked Greece. And I seen one dude saying Paris stinks. I don't know how true that is.
Or,
It's
but I
just
know
good.
some
Did he
people that
say
love
that it
Paris.
stinks?
I've heard
He
pickpocketers is in
really was
Paris.
really
It's a
was
major
tired.
problem.
What time was it? Yeah, I seen that too.
Milan. So
Milan
Milan,
was the
France. So it's not France that's the
I
problem.
thought
It's the city.
I thought that was Italy. Yeah.
Milan. I
He
thought that
said
was France. Hmm.
Milan? I thought Milan was Italy.
I
Wait,
might be
TJ got
tweaking.
an answer. Hold on. TJ said, Cisco says, TJ, let me buy your freaker flyer miles real quick. As someone that's slightly biased, who finds that New York pizza is the best evolution of pizza, I can confidently
Oh,
say
is it?
my small sample size of Italian pizza has me second guessing myself. The real deal. I've heard, I too heard countlessly that Paris is overrated, not too clean either. My boss spoke highly of Greece. Nice. I was getting in line, brother. I like to see the history in Greece and Italy. My people are from Spain, so that's really high on my list too. You might not see much else than North Korea. After North Korea, that's it. I'm giving up. Oh man.
You got
Keep
to be real tight
scrolling so
about that,
high, I
man.
couldn't enjoy the Coliseum or the grounds at the Vatican. Oh wow. He says, what time says I know a lot of guys not hyping Colombia anymore.
But that's because they could. From what I've seen, is only they're not hyping it only because the mayor of the city has been clamping down on the popular tourist destinations that
Right,
we like to
right.
go to. So they're not stopping going because of something bad. It's just the mayor just said we don't want that no more.
Yeah, Milan, Italy. Yeah, Milan's Italy.
My
He says, what time? You also notice a lot of guys getting robbed for all this shit in Colombia. Yeah, yeah.
Certain parts of
What you was gonna say, Adam? You back?
yeah, my internet's acting up for some reason. I haven't figured out why. It's not on my end, so it must be the providers. And um, in Colombia, people getting robbed and all that's getting robbed and stuff. They're probably in areas that they shouldn't be. So I call them no-fly zones, or they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing.
it.
Like that guy that got drunk and he was getting robbed. He was getting drugged and robbed.
Not good,
Well,
bro.
because
I
it
thought you said
wasn't
you wasn't
see,
gonna smoke. I thought you said you wasn't gonna smoke on camera, Adam. What happened,
I
bro?
did. I didn't say I wasn't gonna smoke. I told you. I told you. I told you to remind me, say not to smoke.
it's a habit.
We gonna get better together, man. Yeah,
Oh, you used to smoke
I
too?
noticed that lately.
Yeah,
I
but
smoke a vape. I smoke vape.
actually, what I'm smoking here is probably better than vape. This don't have any added
It
chemicals.
is.
This is not
I'm
like
not saying it's
tobacco.
better.
It's weed. Well, none of it's good for you. Period. None of it's good for you.
Nah. He said Kurt Cass made it look like a cakewalk in Colombia. I wonder which cartel he checked in with. Yeah, but that dude, man, he be everywhere, man. He be like, he went to Cuba. He was just in like, he be in the worst areas, but he also speaks fluent Spanish.
And
That
that
might
is the
help
key.
him.
Might,
That might help him. Yeah.
man,
The
that's
places
like
he be going,
yeah, he
he's
needs
a
it
big believer. Yeah.
because now he can blend in. Because if he can speak the language, he can act as if he was a Jew. He won't be out
Sunshine
of place.
Shoulders. What up, Cal? Get Cal in the building. Salute. He says, "What's up to everybody?" Nah, I didn't. I haven't made it to the beach yet. I went to the Colonial Zone today. Tomorrow, I'm gonna go down to the Melicone. Um, I wish I could live stream while I'm out walking, but I'm just not comfortable doing it yet. And I see a lot of guys they're out doing like the IRL. I'm just not comfortable yet, you know. But I know you got the big, you got the trip coming up, Cal. I was saying, man, I'm glad to see you hook up with TJ. That's our bro. Kamal says, he like Paris, but his wife didn't like it. People are rude. I heard that too. Like they don't really care about outsiders. But I think aren't we seeing that more and more? Like Spain, certain places in Spain, certain places in Greece. Spain, they're like spraying water bottles at the tourists, spraying them and shit because they're upset that the Airbnbs are like driving up the prices for everybody else. So the locals are getting upset. I think the Canary Islands too.
The place is close to the
That's
water. I would imagine that the prime real estate is being taken. So I would imagine the locals are being driven further inland. Yeah, I would be pissed too. And I'm American.
driving up
I mean, I
prices.
wouldn't like it.
But I don't want to go nowhere where I'm not welcome. I don't want to go anywhere where somebody's gonna spray me with, with water, throw water on me, because just because I'm visiting the country, That's
Well,
crazy.
that's not the case.
It ain't got nothing
There's
to
an
do with
art.
me. Go protest your government. Why you
Well,
gonna throw
look,
water on tourists?
then Blizzard, you should avoid Thailand during the Songkran Festival, the
He
water
said, get on the
festival,
piano cow. Eat
because
a pancake.
they toss water at each other and you.
Salute, cow. Salute. Most of the people here are from Sunshine Shoulders community, man. Banana pancakes is my favorite, man. And not
Well,
with the
imagine.
bananas on top. The bananas sliced real thin and then mixed in with the batter. That's my favorite. There's a link. Anybody else want to hop up there, man? We just chopping it up, man. We talking about um, the benefits of travel. Why every man needs to travel, in my opinion. And it's not just my opinion, man. There's facts behind this. There's science
I think
behind
it's
this.
bad.
You know what I mean? Did I get to number three? Let me get number three. It boosts self-esteem and confidence. Navigating foreign places builds trust in yourself. You solve problems such as
Yeah,
language barriers and logistics. You become more adaptable and self-reliant, and you learn you can start over if needed.
that is big.
Very important, man.
You're
Yeah,
throwing yourself into the lion's den, and you're having to scrap yourself out. And then if you successfully leave the lion's den, it's like, oh, that's as a man, it feels like you did accomplish something. Not just a feeling, you did accomplish something. You did something that a lot of men don't want to do because it's
A lot
comfortable
of
to be
a lot
in
of
your
men are
own
afraid.
backyard. And I
A lot
get
of
it.
men are afraid.
But that comes with a price too, right? 30, 40 years from now, you'll be like, damn, I had an idea to go to this country. You're too old now. You're walking around with a limp, with a cane, wheelchair, your dick don't work, you can't do nothing.
Yeah,
So now you have to stay in your own backyard. You don't have a choice. Whereas when you had a choice to do it, you regret not having done it. So that's what I was thinking when I was like, I gotta go. And
yeah.
it does, it boosts confidence.
Going overseas, you can get comfortable being uncomfortable. You know, everything doesn't always go right overseas. Sometimes you get lost, you get scammed, you might even get food poisoning. And that,
yeah.
and people look at
Like
that as a bad thing, but actually that can be a good thing because it teaches you how to adapt, how to adjust. You start worrying about, you stop panicking about the little things and start worrying about the more bigger things in life.
Especially if you overcome
yeah.
that food
This is
poisoning in
what
that other country, or that thing that you think in your head is going to be disastrous. Then when you come back, it's like the little things. It's like, oh, you stuck it. Who cares? A lot of the little things you cared about don't matter anymore because you overcame a lot of things in a different country that you was in.
Exactly.
exactly.
And I tell
Yeah.
people, if
Says
they
eating
can eat,
pineapple pancakes.
if you eat at food stalls and stuff in a country, pay attention to where the locals are buying from. If you see a big line of people buying from a certain person that's selling street food,
Mhm.
chances are the food is cheaper, and secondly, it won't give you food poisoning. So that's a
Yeah,
key.
that's what I
That's
heard.
a key to look out for.
I
Eat
never
where the
thought of that,
locals eat.
but
Man,
I'm
this
gonna
place
keep that
across
in
the
mind.
street, I gotta try it too. It's a nice restaurant across the street. It's packed. All locals. So I might go there tomorrow night if I don't feel like cooking. Probably go over there
Yes,
tomorrow night.
um,
Packed.
that's
Packed.
if you want. If you
And it's let me tell you something, man. It's some beautiful women here.
It's
Beautiful.
beautiful women all over the world.
There's beautiful women all over the world.
There's a
I'm
certain
not comparing.
caliber,
I'm not
Oh
certain
comparing
yeah,
at
caliber.
all.
I
It's
know
just
I
different.
know what you meant. I know what you meant,
It's
Blizzard.
just different, bro. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
different.
I never tried. Yeah. Yeah.
the
W
bet.
says he says I gotta try ube pancakes. I think ube is like I don't know what kind. It's like a fruit, right? It's the purple. It's purple. I don't know, but if it's I don't know exactly what it is. I thought it was like a purple, in my opinion, a sweet potato or something. I don't know. W says
Well,
he's driving.
they have
Catch up
different
next
types of
time. Yeah,
sweet
appreciate you,
potatoes.
brother. Yeah, but a ube. Yeah, I know I seen the cake. It's purple. I seen the ice cream. It's purple. He says our trip is overdue. These countries are too close, not too close by, not to visit them. Yeah, I can't wait till I get to that point in life, man. I like that. I root for you guys. I root for all you guys, man, that are doing it, and it just makes me know that it's possible. You know what I mean? I envy you guys a little bit, but you guys earned it. You know, I haven't earned it yet. You know, so I just got to keep putting in the work to get to where you guys are. But you guys are leading the way. You guys are showing us that it's possible, and I appreciate that. That's why you're
Well,
never gonna see me hate on you guys, man. You're only gonna see me root for y'all, man.
it's it's possible to come overseas early, but you have to change up career, some type of career that you can work online and to have an overseas income. So it is possible to come overseas earlier if if you're a younger guy. But it just
Yeah,
depends on you have to find your niche and what you like to do, and if it can be done online to make an overseas
yeah.
income.
And
But
everybody has different circumstances. Everybody
I
has different
wouldn't
circumstances.
I wouldn't
I could
just
just
depend
imagine.
on one stream. Have several different streams of income. That way, if one fails, you have something to fall back on.
Yeah, I'm where I need to be at right now. And at this point I'm in life, I'm where I need to be at. Like, I couldn't imagine if I moved out of the country last year, and then my grandkids would have been in some sort of situation. So everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? So I'm not complaining. I got to do things the right way, and I got to leave things behind the right way.
Yeah,
You know?
I understand. I moved to Thailand. I officially moved permanently to Thailand when I was 41. I could have moved over a lot earlier than that, but the reason I didn't is I was taking care of my mom who had cancer, and she finally passed away. And when she passed away, then I moved over to Thailand. But I could have moved
Yeah,
over earlier. Sometimes you have parties that you don't know. Some people they might say, screw my mom, I'm gonna go to Thailand anyway.
yeah, yeah.
There's some
There's
people that
those
do
like
that.
that. Some people do. Some people. I mean, I'm not even gonna get into it, but
Yeah,
he says, "What's up?" Cal says, "What's up, Juice? I'm saving my energy for in the morning, and I got an oil change coming up after practice."
if you're a
That's what's up.
man, if you're a man and you work on yourself and leave your bad habits behind, do your research on the culture and the laws and stuff like that. You go there and generally be nice. Most of people in the other countries just respect you simply for just being a man. They don't have all these expectations and stuff that you find
Mhm.
in the more westernized countries. You can just,
Yeah,
if you're generally a good man, you can have a good time. And I always say
Yeah.
there's a difference between a good man and a nice guy.
Hmm.
A good man has standards and values
yeah.
and principles he stands by. The nice guy, he'll bend over backwards to please somebody at the expense of his happiness.
He'll
Yeah. How
he'll do the
ordinary
opposite.
says, funny you're at Santo Domingo. I've been thinking of giving Dominican Republic another try. I did not like Puerto Plata at all. I probably wouldn't like, I don't know. That's next to Sosua, right? I don't know if it's the same, but I just don't like that. Like I could never go to Sosua. I've seen people that went there, I've seen how the interactions were. I know that they're absolutely treated like foreigners, looked at as
Yeah.
foreigners. Food, pray, to be
Yeah.
honest. And here, I know here,
Mark.
Santo Domingo, like I was saying earlier, like I'm just blending in. I just blend in. Like I haven't, like I said, I don't stick out like a sore thumb. I like that. You know, I don't want any special treatment. Until I speak, they don't even know that I'm not Dominican. I like that. It's a plus for
Yeah,
me. It
that's
really is.
that's the one thing with traveling. You can enjoy yourself and take a break from your problems back home. But if you go over to live overseas, it gives you a chance to create a better life than what you possibly had back home. But that comes with making the right choices. and only a small people actually create the life they deserve, because you seen how a majority of men go overseas, they go over there and they act dumb, get themselves in trouble and stuff like that. They go
Yeah,
overseas
yeah.
doing the wrong things.
So the
or
priorities
or
are
end up
messed up.
broke. I mean, trying to make it work. Like
Yeah,
that whole online income thing is not. It's not. Listen, anyone who can do it, God bless them, because it is incredibly difficult. A lot of people who do it, they probably retired, they have military pension, they probably do YouTube, so they're relying on YouTube income and things like that. Then you have a few people who might do remote work from a W-2 job, but they're starting to pull that back and say, bring your ass back here in the office.
yeah,
So it's like now you
yeah.
got to
You
get
see a
real
lot of that.
creative. You got to get real
It's a lot
creative
of
as to
people.
how,
It's a lot of people in the states that's pissed. They moved to a
yeah,
different state, and now they
they
got to
can't
move back.
they can't even be
You
at
know?
home, like a couple of miles away from the job. They have to go to the office.
Yeah,
So they're doing a lot of return to offices. So you have to own your own business. You have to have like a really seniority in the company where you're indispensable. Okay,
yeah.
we're going to allow you to because we need you. But a lot of people are expendable. They can be replaced. And so they're saying you come back
I
or
know
you
that.
fired.
I know that.
So that's how it
Yeah,
goes.
out of ordinary, out ordinary. Santo Domingo is huge. It's huge, bro. Like I know Sosua and Puerto Plata, they're small. I think everybody knows each other. Santo Domingo is huge, man. Like I said, I was out almost 5 hours just walking around today. Um, but I like doing that because you really get a real view of where you're at,
Yeah. It's
and your
like
surrounding. Yeah,
you're
you see
surveying.
things than just hopping in a damn Uber.
No,
Like
that's not
you
good.
see little places. Yeah, you see little places that you wouldn't
Because you're not
see.
going to remember things you pass by so quickly. Your feet has to touch the ground and walk. Because I did the same thing, and I became
What's
familiar with the area real quick because I walked around a lot, so that way I can know where I'm going even without knowing the directions or what the words mean. I can remember. Okay, I've been here. I walked here. But if you're driving everywhere, you're gonna miss a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like like I said before here, I initially came over to Thailand for my ongoing health problems. I tended to quietly fade away, but instead I was blessed with a new beginning, you know. I owe a lot to
yeah,
Thailand,
Hmm.
you
Yeah,
know, the,
a lot of guys would love to be in your
yeah.
position, Adam. To be like, I know a lot of people in nursing homes, a lot of guys who are retired who don't have any family and they're stuck here. They don't have any concept of going to the Philippines or Thailand to retire. Although they could, they just for whatever reason, it's just not in their. They
Oh,
just not there.
Adam, Adam, they saying your mic is low.
I got it turned up all the way. Let me check the settings on it, make sure that it's.
Yeah, he said that.
I can hear them.
Yeah, I'm chilling. What time? I'm chilling, man. I love this. This Airbnb is nice. It was like 220 something
A week.
for 5 days.
So what's that like?
5 days.
My mic is all the way up, so I don't know what to do. Maybe buy a new mic.
That's not bad.
Isn't it good? It's not.
That's
It's
not
in the
bad. I
Gazcue.
mean, I'm a little spoiled. I would want something close to like 25, $30 a day. Because the way I see it is this: I'm not gonna spend most of my time in the room anyway. So what am I paying? I'm just going there to sleep, eat a little bit, and I'm out most of the time. So I don't understand why people pay $100, $80 a day for a room. I'm like, you're sleeping there. That's about it. At least that's all you should be doing. If you're in another country, you should be outside. So what am I paying $80, $100 a day for? Get out of here. $20. Give me a hostel. I'm good. 20, 25, $30 a day. I'm okay.
So currently,
He laughing at you.
I asked earlier a while back some people, but I want to hear what y'all say. How much is about a dozen eggs in America now for you in your area? How much is a
So
dozen of name brand eggs, not the cheaper
It went
brand.
down a lot.
This
For pasture raised eggs, which is what I like, it's the best kind. It's $10 for no, $10 for 16 eggs. For the cage free, quote unquote cage free, I don't really believe it, but that's the cheaper stuff. It was $5 a dozen about 3 or 4 months ago, and it went back down to about $2.50, $3 a dozen. So they was screwing people for a couple of months on just the cheap egg. It was like $7 a dozen
Oh,
for the cheap stuff.
oh shit, TJ, my bad. I'm on my laptop. I had to do the thing back down. TJ's in the building. I'm gonna let you up, TJ. That's your warning, all right? If you can hear me, let me answer this
Yes.
from our ordinary real quick. He says, yes, it's basically Sasua, and yes, I felt like prey. The airport experience and Uber experience was horrible, but Santo Domingo is supposed to be more controlled, I think. It absolutely is, man.
So Santo Domingo is a
When I'm
regular city.
it's a city, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not paid for play haven. It's just a city.
Sosu is a village that upconverted into a town because of the sex trade. Puerto Plata is a town that grew into a slightly larger town because it's the closest airport. Um, yeah, Santiago and SD are the only true like city-sized cities in the
Yeah.
Dominican. But sexpats don't like going there because they have to speak Spanish. No entiendo español. Todo mal.
no
Yo, I'm telling
hablas
you, that's one
español,
of the
señor.
one of the reasons why I wanted to come here. Because that's not really I heard it's not really a
That's not a
thing.
blocker for you.
So I'm like, all right, I could go there. Yeah, I could go there.
Yeah,
I like that.
but
Definitely.
And
but
it's the
what I,
capital. It's huge.
It's a
So coming
giant
out of the
city.
airport, yeah, coming out of the airport, the taxi guys are there, of course, but it's not. I got worse in the Philippines. Like I said, I'm not comparing. Even that wasn't overwhelming, you know. And other than
Well,
that, I haven't been bothered. I haven't been hassled. I've been walking all
you,
day. I have not
you
been
gotta go
hassled.
have extra large tres cortes y un morir soñando for me, buddy.
What? You gotta type that.
Yeah, I'm gonna type it for you. We're gonna get you there. No worries, no worries.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Oh,
Tres
I
cortes is like
see.
the
I
standard
see.
Dominican breakfast, though. I
but
see.
to get
Santo
back
Domingo,
what
Philippines. There is a Santo
Yeah.
Domingo in the PH. For a
Let me
second, I was
catch up
like,
on
yo,
this.
he
Icy's
slid
in the
back to the
building.
Philippines.
Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Yeah, Dominican Republic. It's not. It's
okay.
such a quick. All right. I'll be honest. So I've really been thinking about the Philippines because I love the
Right,
Philippines.
right.
Like up until this trip, Philippines really been on my mind. Even like driving to the airport, getting on the plane, on the flight, I was still thinking about the Philippines. Yo. Like it's weird, man. But I'm here and I'm loving it. Like I said,
Yeah,
I'm about to
buddy.
go see what the nightlife is like after I
Let
get
me
off
put
the
this down so you
stream.
don't get on a block. But you gotta have this in the morning. Worry about this in the morning, buddy.
But to get back to what
And
I was trying to say earlier, talking about the eggs in Thailand, I can get 3 dozens of farm pressed eggs delivered to my house, 3 dozen for $2.38.
Oh, man, don't start.
yeah, it's around
Do
the
not
same
start
for
me
me.
now. I'm not trying to
Probably
hear
around
that
the
right
same.
now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cheap.
Probably. If I got them from the actual farm, it's probably hit me for
It's
$3,
wild.
two something something for the 36.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hear that right now, man. That's like
I know you're not, buddy.
I
That's
actually
why I'm
say
not telling you
hello,
how
pissing
much
me
I pay
off.
for
everybody.
rent.
That's why I love
God,
Thailand.
bro.
It,
Buenos
a
dias.
lot
Oh,
of, and that goes for a lot of countries. Most things are 40 to 60% cheaper
off. Yeah.
in countries, except for maybe like electronics, vehicles,
Yeah.
sometimes electricity and stuff like that.
Appliances. Hmm.
Appliances,
Yeah, and
mostly anything that's imported to the country is more expensive, but everything
like
that's within the
I,
country
I'm
is
not
cheap.
sure 100%, but I think the Dominican peso and the Philippine peso is pretty close. I know they're pretty close in exchange rate, Dominican peso right now, I think is at 57 something to the
Not if
USD.
you
But
not if
also
you're buying a
spending them. Yeah.
is it's probably not close then in comparison to price if you're buying a woman to because apparently guys are paying about the same prices there as they would in America. $200-300 for like, dude, you can go to
And
Vegas, you go up the
that's
street and
how
get that
inflation works,
Golpes.
brother.
What
inflation.
is it, TJ? What is that? Trace Golpes. What's in it?
Tres Lopez is like it's like eggs. You get some plátano, some salame. Like it's like just a straight up like standard Dominican like breakfast. It got some other meat in there too, pause. But it's like the
I'm
same way
good
you
on the
would go
mystery.
to
I'm good on the mystery
Colombia.
meat.
The same way you go to Colombia and have like paisa bandera, or you go to like the Philippines and have like cansilog, like it's the same thing. You get some
Yep.
salame, you get
Yep.
some queso frito. That's the other thing. Fried cheese. You get fried eggs, and then you get mango.
Okay.
You know what mango is?
Yep.
All right, so yeah, there
Yeah,
you
they
go.
had that back home. Yeah, they had that back home.
Yeah, I'm about to say you live in Connecticut. You have Dominicans, sir. I'm
Hmm.
not about to.
A lot.
New England
A
has
lot of
plenty
them.
of Dominicans, sir.
A
You
lot
better ask.
in my city. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's the
the
the first Bostonian of any
TJ,
major
why don't
influence
you
I
have
ever
a
met was
channel?
Manny Ortiz.
Why don't you have a
Huh?
channel, brother? You're a world class traveler. That's from what time?
That's those things might actually be the answer to one another. But I'm not really. I'm enjoying it. I'm what the French call a bon vivant, a good liver. So I'm
Shit.
out here just trying to live good. As everything else is
Take
kind
care
of
of our
a
brother Cal,
secondary to
man.
that.
Take care of our brother Cal
T-
when he get out there, man. But I know you are,
Uh,
man.
Yo, you
TJ
already know
says,
I've been
no he
campaigning there
hables
for
English,
sex.
senor.
He got Cal about to get the red carpet rolled out.
Cal's gonna have a good ass time. I'm make sure of that because definitely been I've been campaigning for Brother Cup link up with me since I was in Bangkok, but it didn't. The timing just didn't work out. And
That's
then
what's up. I
last
see.
year in Da Nang, he was on a bunch of other stuff, and I was back in the Philippines a bunch. So we finally locked it in, and now everybody's coming. Beach of Life will actually be here like 2 or 3 weeks after that. I don't know if he wants his business
Oh,
out there
that's
in the
what's
open
up.
like that. Should have said so.
It's out
Um,
there now.
yo. So yeah. And then
Out
one
there
of
now.
Mika's best friends from the Philippines is actually flying up
Out there
here.
now.
Uh, so yeah, good times, good times.
Yeah, and a lot of
So out
people
ordinary.
talk about what Blizzard was talking about earlier about learning a language. It's actually become a little bit easier to learn a language where you don't have to pay for it. There are many YouTube
Right?
channels. There are many YouTube channels that actually would teach you how to speak the language
Yeah,
And
but that shit's
programs,
still
apps,
hard.
etc.
It's
and
still hard. I'm sorry.
programs.
I'm gonna be
Yeah,
real.
I mean
It's
the
hard, man.
effort's always got to be there, dog. The effort's always. I mean, there's always going to be a barrier to any language, whether that's coding or Spanish or Visaya, sign language. Like it's all there's different barriers to entry, and a lot of those are being lowered in the modern age. But at the end of the day, you still got to want to do that shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta make the
So
time. You gotta make the time to do it. Like
Well,
I
if
find that my focus, my ability to focus is not there like it used to be, to be honest.
you know that
I'll
languages get
have it and I'm
significantly harder to learn as you age, right?
absolutely,
Like because
absolutely.
the language
But
comprehension center of your
I'm
brain has
committed.
already established the routines and patterns that it's used to. So introducing
Yeah.
new ones later in the game is doable, but it's a bit more of a pain to say when you're a kid. You're still learning the rules of English. It's a little bit easier to also learn the rules of Spanish, of French, of Japanese,
Mm.
or what have you.
Out
And
Well,
yes,
that
they have
ordinary
bachata
says,
and DR.
yeah,
They have
it was
bachata
my
fantastico. They got
bachata. Yeah, I learned bachata years and years. I used to when I was 18. I was dating a 36-year
woo.
old woman
Yeah, I
from
knew we were going for it.
Dominican.
I knew we were going for some tea. Let
Dominican.
go.
Yeah, I was young, man. It was reverse,
Oh,
I guess. It was reverse, yo. Yeah, she taught me a lot
she,
at that young age.
I bet
Many.
she did. I bet she did, didn't she? I bet she
When I
did.
when
Yeah,
I was younger, I dated older women.
yeah.
I was
I just
actually
liked it her.
attracted.
I didn't like older women. I just liked it her. That's it.
Well, specific types of older women. I wouldn't just say, I'm attracted to all older women. But
Nah,
I'm married now, so that's in the past.
yeah.
I bet. I
Let
bet
me
at
catch up on
18 she
these
probably had
comments.
the biggest set of personality and attitude that you had ever met in your life too. Just big old
She ended
giant.
up being a yo. She ended up being a stalker, bro. For real, man.
I mean, welcome to the world of toxicas. I left a long, long time ago, never to
Yeah, she
return.
ended up
Best of
being
luck.
she ended up being a stalker, man. Like I look
You're
up
in
and
the
see her car
motherland.
driving. She's supposed to be in a whole different city. I look up, see her car driving by. Like, what the heck?
So
Yeah,
Yes,
she
man.
was a cougar hunting her prey.
I put it on her. Let me read. Let me catch up with these comments. Our
yeah.
owner
Do you
says,
want me to
"Yeah, it
scroll
was
up? I
my
mean,
first travel place years ago, so I didn't know better. Santo Domingo would definitely be more my speed. Yeah, I think you're gonna really, if you just like going places and like just feeling like a regular person, not like a tourist. Yeah, I think you'll love it. I love it so far. Trace Gold Face. I'm gonna try that. Philippines
Yeah,
looking
but
me a place. Or hold on, Adam. Cisco, you'll go. You're going to have Palo Palo once Blizz see that. Hurry, let's delete what he. No, I seen it. I seen it. Bruce, what up, bro? Good morning, good evening. Yes, Blizz, you lucky. Dominican Republic is Latino, right? Yes. Sorry. Yes, it is. Um, geography.
the
Yep,
former
right.
island of Hispaniola.
In the Caribbean, yeah. Right next to Haiti. Bruce. TJ, is that outside your place looks beautiful.
Oh
Bruce, what
yeah,
up?
yeah. That's
Hi, Icy.
my balcony. I had to come inside for a second though for medical purposes.
Yeah. W says DR has the most beautiful women outside of Colombia of all colors. It's crazy.
To each their own.
Definitely some beautiful. But yeah, to each their own. I can't really get into comparing because there's beautiful women everywhere.
Also, I'm a
Everywhere.
dog, so every country I go to, like the women there while I'm there are the most beautiful women in the world. So I'm not
That's
really out here going to
exactly.
countries famous for producing large quantities of uggos. So I've had pretty good luck so far.
men
Yeah,
that work on
Blizz looking at
themselves,
you now.
they do pretty good. But there's
Women
some men that go.
texting and
Some men over
driving.
there. Some men go overseas. They're so desperate. Any woman is beautiful to them.
Which again, do you? I'm not even mad at that, honestly. If the personality works for you, she's not treating you like shit or like a walking ATM, or she is treating you like a walking ATM, but you got the dough to make that pop off, by all means. But
Yeah, but
like, yeah,
Me,
I'm just
senor.
it's
Que
when
quiere,
cats think
mi senora.
it's when guys come back to other dudes and be like, I got the recipe. It's like, no, you don't, sir. You got takeout. Calm down.
exactly. I tell men to
Yeah,
take
I
their
heard
time and
bachata
never
was like
to take
supposed to
their
be like
time.
risque, taboo back in the days. Bachata.
Swearing my ass off. My friend just asked me if I want to go
Yeah,
to the zoo.
Joseph.
The Vietnamese are built
PQ.
different.
Let's see.
Wait, what does that mean? What
Oh, it's
is
amazing.
that?
I don't know. I saw.
Is that Philippine or something? He's asking a question. I don't know what
Joseph,
that.
¿por qué no fala nada para mí?
What is that? What does that mean, TJ? You saying something
Hmm.
slick?
I mean, I think what she's saying is that Duolingo is free to download and does not charge a subscription.
That is not what that means. That
I
cannot
know,
possibly.
right? Yeah, but if you knew Duolingo, you'd be able to tell if I was cap or not, right? Right?
Man,
Right?
man, tell me
Right?
that.
Right? I'm sorry.
Duolingo stuff, by the way. I would never touch that stuff. That's a gamified version of language learning. Nobody actually learns a language from Duolingo or any sort of gamified app or device.
But
No
more
one does.
importantly, you develop the habits and patterns of recognizing that language in your daily life and utilizing it. That's really what you're taking from Duolingo. It's the same as anything. Nobody, like, Pimsleur will help you learn English, but everybody be like, oh, I used to just sit in my car and listen to Pimsleur tapes 87 times a day. And it's like, oh, that's all you did? Oh, I also read the media and watched the TV and talked to people. Oh, that's how
Yes.
you miraculously learn the language in 2 years. By communicating with other native speakers of the language. Yeah, that'll fucking do it.
And listening, watching movies in that language. This is what
Did
the
we
lady
lose Blizz?
hit me back.
Yeah, it looks
I
like we
think so.
lost
His
Bliss.
internet was on struggle mode for a second.
He's trying to come back. I see it.
Because he's got to finish the comments. He's got to finish
There
them.
we go.
He's not gonna.
Yo.
A little blackout, man.
Yeah, buddy. That developing country internet, yo, it's not that different from the Philippines. The Santo Domingos have that in common. They probably got the same broadband speed.
Yo,
So
it's like
how
the third one today, so they do have.
that brings up a good question.
Developing
How much?
country, my guy.
That brings up a good question. How much is your internet back home in America? Your internet service provider. How much is that a month?
60, 70.
And how about you, Blizzard?
It's 70.
Oh, Blizzard's frozen. Oh no, he's not frozen.
He said,
He said 70.
And how about you, TJ?
Yeah, still a little.
If
still a little
you're
bit.
in the Philippines now, but when you was there
I'm in
Oh.
Vietnam.
in Vietnam now,
Philippines for
okay.
years now.
Okay,
I was,
you're
I
in
was on
Vietnam.
your side of the water before I made it to the Philippines last full time. But my internet when I was back home, I lived in New York, and I have the highest speed internet available. So it's something like 120 a month.
I have the highest speed here in Thailand through True, and it's like $24 a month.
Yeah, you have the highest speed for that region though. True.
Yeah.
What's yours ticking out at? Like 1?
Oh no, 500 megabytes upload
Yeah.
and download.
Yeah, that's a rural high speed. When you come into the city, I used to live in the middle of the Sukhumvit. Oh wait, 1 second. I think Blizz is trying to get something through, but his internet is climbing an uphill battle.
He's definitely trying to get something.
To him, it sounds like he said he sounds like a robot. I'm guessing that for him, it's interpolating his stuff a lot more slowly than it is for us. But we're just getting
not
you
even hear him talking.
Yeah, I think it gave up on your audio, brother.
Because he would. I already know the pattern. That's crazy. That's why I was thinking, like, hold on, you guys are talking for almost a minute. Usually after about 20 seconds, he's in the comments. So that's why, like, it's going on a little too long. He's something wrong on his end.
Right?
I just know the pattern.
Yeah.
But what's really cold is it didn't give bro no like sound. Like we can see you just fine, and you seem to be moving around at least 30 FPS. So, but for some reason,
I think I heard him.
Like IDK.
Y'all sound better now.
Oh yeah.
Hey, there we go. Yeah. You back.
But the internet for $24 a month here, that includes TV, my phone, and my internet. My internet service. So
He's out.
500 Mbps would be rush for me. Oh,
500 megabytes upload download in a village is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Rural, that's about pretty solid. Wait, Blizz, 1 second. Blizzard, try dropping a full sentence. Read a full comment real fast. I'm trying to figure out how poorly your internet's transmitting.
Ooh la la, Blizz, I'm going to challenge you there.
Okay, you're fine. I think your bit rate's just too low for us to try to speak over you. I think the internet gets too jumbled and just gives up on you first.
That's very. You must be like an IT guy, 'cause that's pretty specific. Like you know exactly like troubleshooting on live. Bizarre.
That
Let me see if they got Ethernet.
Literally my career, but yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
There you go. I manage call center support teams and do other things around the general field of BPO, which is business process outsourcing. But
Nice.
I'm a customer support manager by trade, but I'm also like a call center manager type
Let me
of
get
thing.
to number 5. Let me get to number 5. We still gonna work. Number 5, in new surroundings, you naturally pay more attention to the moment. It engages your senses, new sights, sounds, and smells, pulls you into the now, reducing anxious thoughts about past and future, and it encourages reflection and inner stillness.
Yo, actually, on that specific note, earlier somebody was saying oh, I didn't like X city because it stinks, or I didn't like Y city because it stinks. And I think for a lot of people, like they hear that sights and sounds part, but smells go over their head, and I think it takes a while to adapt. Because I know, like, even the first time I ever showed up in like Pat's, I was like, it smells like beer and piss everywhere. This is horrible. Why would any grown adult person want to be here like consistently? And then I got to a part that wasn't like the bar area up in like Promenade Hill, and I was like, oh wow, now it smells like sea breeze and nature. And 15 years before this hill was dotted with condos. This is actually kind of amazing. And I think that you run to that a lot of places, like Manila. It's like if you go to like Tondo or something, you can't be like, oh, the smell. Well, you're in the hood, stupid. Like if you go to I think people associate the smells they want to with a city. I think every major city in the world that I've ever been in, at some point, it smelled like piss. Like, so if you want, you can
Back home,
associate every major city. Exactly.
so I go home, that smell is stinks, but once you're there, you don't smell it. Just
You
this is
get used
dope.
to this. You get used to the smells in your areas unless you've gone away for a while, and then when you come back, you notice it. That's why it's so easy when you go overseas or different places. That's one of the first things you notice is the different smells. It might be
Oh, I
something
see
that
that.
it might be
I
something
miss
that
ice cream.
stunk back home, but you got
hmm
used to the smell. It didn't even bother you anymore. But overseas, so it's a different foul odor, so you pick up on it immediately.
All right, so what's this say? Goodbye, my beautiful sister.
Yep. See, look at you. You're already a local.
CJ, you
I'm
still didn't
sorry.
tell me. You still didn't tell me what Icy said. You got to tell me what that is. I can't
It
even
wasn't
get
even
that.
anything special. She just want to know why you weren't talking to her, buddy. It's time.
What? Let me go back and see what she said.
She
What you
just did
said,
it specifically. She did it in text/slang Spanish, so you wouldn't be able to copy paste it into a translator. It was actually
which
pretty
is
high
what I
level.
tried
The
to
kid
do.
does not play dumb.
That's
You're
exactly what I tried
you're
to do. I know.
you're not outfoxing that specific fox that easy.
What
Yeah,
he
I
said.
tried some detective work. It didn't work out.
The question is, who said I needed a translator?
Hmm?
But where is the question?
Oh, well, since
Well,
TJ
no,
refuses
never
to tell me
mind.
what it is, I mean, my curiosity is just like, I'm going to
I
put it up there.
literally just told you. She just wanted to know why you weren't speaking to her. I would just,
What was that, TJ?
fine, you'll be fine. I
No,
believe you.
you. What did you just say?
He said, no, y habla English, señor.
Because when
Um,
he was talking, I couldn't hear, too many voices going on back and
okay,
forth.
buddy. Here, one more time. All right. So PQ is just porque. No fala. Fala is slang. Speak. Holler at me. Like, fala nada. Why aren't you hollering at me? Why aren't you speaking to me? Why are you not speaking toward is like the literal translation. But like I said, you just want to know why aren't you saying anything to me? Cisco, back
Oh,
me up on this. Spanish is at best my third language these days.
that's really good if that's your third language. Like, that's slang
I'm
too.
shitty at my other two languages. Only English is I on resumes I put that I speak English. Put any other shit as a bonus. If it comes up, it comes up. But like they're both use it or lose it languages, and I neither speak Japanese nor Spanish on a frequent enough basis.
Wow.
I've been talking
I
a
I
lot of
can only
shit.
speak. I I can just speak enough Spanish to get me by, and I haven't spoke Spanish in about 20 years, so I ain't the best person to talk about how being fluent in Spanish.
I can read it at a pretty comfortable level. I can speak it at a less comfortable level when I read it. There he is.
I can speak
I don't,
Thai,
man.
but I have
That's
a hard
definitely a
time
negative.
reading
That's a
Thai.
negative, man. That's a
The
negative.
internet,
I
I'm
ain't gonna
trying
lie.
to tell you, bro,
Yo,
developing. Yo, you got lucky in the Philippines, to be honest with you, sir. Because as somebody that lived there many years and worked there on and off even longer, the internet in the Philippines be just as unreliable. I've been in a Zoom meeting going through the exact same shit you're
Oh,
going through, except I was getting paid and the CEO was there. So
oh,
let me tell you, oh, trust me, that was one of the main reasons I left Davao. Starlink hadn't come out yet, and even I had triple redundancy. I had the host or the apartment provided internet. I had a secondary residential internet, and I had the 5G router. Nothing during the
the only
damn.
storm.
good thing is that the lights are coming right back on. It's like, but
Mm-hmm.
by the time the internet connects and all that stuff, it's definitely what's taking.
They probably have a demand generator, so every time that it's clicking out, the internet's bringing it back on. But until the until power comes back to the street, that's powering fiber to the node, unless they're using like fucking cell phone internet as well, then you got to wait for that to pop back up. So I don't know. Unless they have the node inside there, it gets complicated at some point. But needless to say, you're probably going to run
Me
into this
speaking
at least one or
experience
two
now.
more times if you're going for 3 hours.
That's crazy. He just got done listing off all these benefits of going to a new country. He just got in real time a negative. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Negative. I ain't gonna front.
So,
But that right there, it wouldn't at all. Because like I said, it's
I
coming like right back on.
I think it's only a negative if it
Like, all right,
affects your
number,
work,
yeah,
because
yeah. If I was just
there's a
chilling,
lot.
if I wasn't streaming right now, there wouldn't be no
be all
problem.
right. Yeah. So it's just a matter of what
Um,
If I
your
wasn't
internet.
streaming right now, I wouldn't even be in the house, to be honest. But I
Yeah,
had to
but
do this. I gotta keep my schedule.
it isn't
good man.
if you was staying overseas for long permanently. Isn't Starlink all over the world now?
Starlink will screw you on cloud cover too, though. Like all it takes is a really really big storm, and then you start like Wishy uses Starlink, and you've seen how reliable Wishy's internet is once the weather gets rough. No offense to her, but mostly to Elon.
See, Starlink?
So I had
See,
Starlink, so I'm also biased against Starlink. Anybody that's a longtime Sunshine Shoulders viewer will remember Calvin highlighting my struggle against them for several months. So I'm not the most fervent Starlink supporter in the first place, but I'd use it if I had to. But most of the people in the Phils that I know that are using it are like, when the weather gets choppy, it's just as annoying as other services.
But would it be more annoying if they didn't have Starlink at all? So it might not be the
I
best with cloud cover, but at least they have something when there's, decent weather.
True that, but I mean, at this point, you have 5G in most of the habitable islands of the Philippines, so they already have comparable quality. I think it's great for business. Personally, it's good. It's good for me as somebody who's a professional that relies on Filipinos to gradually evolve that internet infrastructure to not a shit show. COVID forced a lot of the hand of that. We could get really deep into that on a different day when Blizzard's not fighting against all the power outages in the Dominican Republic. But suffice to say, you want a multi-solution. I mean, a multi-modal solution. So, like, you want like a Starlink and a 5G and like a landline redundancy
Like
for
a
like a
triple
place like the
backup.
Philippines.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
Well,
say,
double back. Yeah, yeah.
well,
redundancy.
if the internet goes out, there ain't much I can do about that. But like if my power goes out, I have a power generator, and if they shut the water off, I have a water tank with a water pump that filters my water. So I have like 2,000 gallons of water until they cut the water back on, fresh water.
Yeah.
You gotta make a video about that. You gotta make a video.
Right.
What about buying a generator and having a water tank?
About your contingencies, because as somebody that lived in Bangkok and again has been in and out of Thailand just as long, well, not as long as you, but just as long as most people that you'll run into. In my 15 years, I've never had to think about my water backup or the electricity backup, internet all the time. I mean, especially in the early days, but like those are things I'm telling you, man. I know you get tired of me
What
saying
people are interested
this
in.
to you at some juncture. But this would make for good content.
Make good content talking
We
about
telling you
water.
the same thing, TJ. So
Hey, I'm not a
Content.
content creator. I'm not out here creating no content, bro. Don't put me in the same boat. That's not a
TJ,
thing I profess to do.
hold
You
on, man.
can't see any you can't find any
Excuses,
videos.
excuses.
Find a YouTube video of me
Brett, thank you,
that I
man.
made since
Thank you,
I was
Brett.
able to
Good
have
to
a
see you
full
here,
beard.
man.
Y'all haters.
Hold on 1 second, TJ. You're not a content creator.
And I got
Wait. Hold on, give me 1 second. You're not a content creator, correct? So what do you call what you're doing right now? Which is what we're all
Guest
doing.
hosting. I'm not
You're
creating any
creating
content.
your
I am a
your
part of the
voice.
content that Blizzard's creating.
No, you
I
are
am
creating
simply a
it.
part. No, if there's a chair in your like YouTube hit video, it doesn't mean that the chair is a content creator, dog. Like it's just a chair in the video. That's
But
me. I'm just
that's an
like
inanimate
a
object.
talking chair.
You're not a
Yo,
talking.
you never seen a
Stop
talking
it.
chair? You never seen Disney? There are
It's
plenty of
not
talking
what?
chairs.
to drop. I could
Yo,
drop off. TJ can run this show. You don't
no,
need me.
TJ can run
Because
off.
you give advice, you give very smart advice, knowledgeable. So it's like that's why everyone's kind of going like, "What are you doing?" Like you're
Yes,
coming here doing on this channel
on
what you
me.
could do.
Listen to this. Listen,
I'm
You,
doing
Cisco
those
says I spent a
things.
total of 5 weeks in the Philippines and somehow never experienced the brown. No, me either. I spent a
he
total
ain't
of
trying
8.
to hear this shit.
Not 4 weeks. Not once.
I
Here,
feel it.
I got what 5 already.
Yo, hey, you just bad luck, brother. That's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
happened.
Yesterday, I
My
don't think I
first
had one yesterday. Oh, yesterday.
keep it from 2015 until let's see, what 2021. I had never experienced anything in the Philippines as far as an aftershock, an earthquake, not a thing. And I had been to several islands. The second day that I moved to Davao, I experienced an earthquake, and then about 2 weeks, like a month later, 2 months later, I was also experiencing an earthquake. So it's like you never know. It's time and place, buddy. Sometimes you be in the wrong time at the right place.
Who says out in the province, brown out all the time?
Yeah, when they had that earthquake
Wow.
that hit that reached Bangkok, we felt it here in Tapahena, and we in the central part of Thailand, but it didn't cause any damage here. It's just a slight tremor.
What's this? What's this? Gen Raider. He says he got a Gen Radar system.
Yeah,
Green.
generator. My man is
Generator.
using voice typing.
Yeah. Oh, Bruce. I'm like, what is a generator? Generator. All right.
I started. My brain started going into puzzle solving mode, and I was like, wait. Just say it out loud.
Oh, that brings up a topic. I can speak more Thai than my wife can speak English, and she's telling me she had to go to the store and buy some sawfish. And I know there's a sawfish in the ocean. It's a type of fish, but people don't eat it. I says, what do you mean by sawfish? You know what sawfish is. I buy it all the time. I said, no, you don't. Yeah, they blah, 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 blah. And after me thinking for about 5-10 minutes, I finally figured out what she meant. She didn't mean sawfish. She meant fish sauce.
Oh, and you see how my brain works? I would have assumed she meant sausage.
Yeah, I thought sausage too. I was thinking about it, and I go, nah, she don't buy sausage.
Sausage all the time.
Yeah. Fish.
Yeah, it's trying to narrow it down to what she was trying to say.
Yeah,
But
I always think that I always read that sort of stuff like I assume somebody's using voice typing and not checking it before hitting enter because I'm guilty of the same thing.
yeah,
Number six. Number
I,
six. It supports emotional healing. Many men carry pain, but travel gives you space for healing. Right? You can breathe, think freely away from judgment. Solo travel allows silence and self-connection. You discover that healing that doesn't require a therapist's office, just a change in environment and intention. Absolutely.
I agree with that. Usually I say it going on seats, it teaches you to stop running away from yourself. You know, that's how I use it with it. Also,
I
I can
wouldn't
say
use it
go,
to run away. I would use it to process.
well,
You
no,
know?
yeah,
Yeah.
in other words,
You,
you stop running away from yourself. You start focusing on your true self, your purpose, who you are. You know, I'm not saying you go overseas and run away. You stop running away. Um, the other thing I can say about overseas, it'll actually really humble you. You see people going through some real hard struggles in life and problems, and then you look at yourself and the stuff that you complain about, and you go, well, really, it's not that bad. So you learn how to humble, and it shows you how to be grateful for what you have. You know, a lot of people complain about certain things. Just think about somebody working 8 to roughly about 12, 14 hours a day in a rice field all day for $6. That's hard backbreaking
They
work,
are
and just for
usually dead.
$6, and you got to feed your whole family on that.
That's rough, man.
And then
But I
the
don't know if I
old,
could do it.
then the older people that have been over so long for so many years in the rice field, they get like permanently stuck over. They get humped back over where they've been over, and
Ooh,
they're permanently like that. And you can tell some of the old villagers that worked all their life in the rice fields because they permanently bent over from
taking on
taking care of the
oh, their backs are
rice.
permanently hunched. I see.
Feature
Yeah,
Life
yeah,
is in
they
the
get permanently
building.
hurt.
What up? What up, Feature Life? How you doing, man? I am Boonta.
Then you
What's up,
then
bro?
foreigners complain about not having enough money, and then they go overseas and they can see what real poverty is. Some people starving to death in some countries.
As an
You,
aside
you
about that language, oh, it's going for it. Get that one off.
reading these
You want
comments,
you want to tell
DJ?
me it's an excuse? No, not at all. I was gonna make a comment about the importance of learning at least a little bit of the language because Beach of Life definitely took up the mantle to learn enough Messiah to not just be entirely out of the conversation. And like I will say, I've been a decent amount of places, bro. And like whether it's like other like if we're at a gathering, it'll be all the other wives and girlfriends. If we're at like the mall or something, it'll be like the clerks or something. There's always if he speaks like Messiah, all the Messiah speakers in the area automatically turn to each other and start talking about how cool he is. It's like the dorky. It's like it shouldn't be the barrier to entry shouldn't be that loud, but because Messiah is such a it's not even it's a minority language even within the Philippines itself. When like a foreigner does learn it, it's like he's doing all right for himself, as you've probably seen if you've ever seen footage of him and his girlfriend. So learning the language helps, is all I'm saying. Is for me, I refuse, but don't I think that shouldn't be the norm.
In
I
the
mean, I think if you're gonna
Philippines,
become an expat, if you're gonna become an expat, or you plan to live there long term, why not? So we're gonna help you
in the
navigate. Like if me,
Yeah.
I'm there for 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm coming back. I
in
want
the
to learn the
Philippines,
language.
they have 126 different types of dialects of the Filipino language.
yeah, that's too much. I'm not.
Which was, I mean, that's how we ended up with the language that is called Filipino today, because around
Yeah,
the time that
yeah.
they took changed hands from the U.S., they decided they had to pick one language to be the basis for the Filipino language. They picked Tagalog, but the other big push was obviously Bisaya, and even a little bit
or
of
Solana.
the Duterte Marcos feud kind of reflects back in that lingering resentment from a lot of older folks, because 45 is not long ago. There are definitely still people that are alive and kicking it in government from when that law was put in power, and they definitely feel some type of way. I'm sorry, I got kind of out of control in the spiral
That's
there. It was just the
interesting.
importance of language and understanding, if not just the language, at least the importance of that language and why it's important to a people or just culture is it's a powerful tool.
Whether another country can speak English or not speak English, you should learn the local
Trust.
language because it helps you create a close connection to the local people, and it helps you navigate. It
But
also
here's go for it. No, go for it.
it helps you pick up on certain key words because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
some locals don't even think you can speak their language, and then they start
Mm-hmm.
talking. They start talking,
Hmm.
and you just sit down and listen and play dumb.
So
And some
that's
of
in
it is
San
positive, and
Domingo.
some of
So
it's
imagine out
negative.
in the pile. Let me catch up on these comments. People saying what like, yeah, I'm way back. We talking about swordfish stuff.
Yeah. I'm a mute for a second
Say
and
that.
just let you get all of those out of their system, except the ones that you're guilting me on. I'll ignore you for those.
I'll say that TJ can help out a lot of people that's wanting to travel. Lots of them. Just yeah. Like number 10, appreciate that. Like bro, bet he got so much knowledge too. Uh, Bruce, I am watching the was getting tight 6-6. Wow. Yeah, it's a base to and Brad thinks he get it. TJ will be the next Marcus
He could be,
Brown of the trap.
but he's saying that's an attack, so not positive encouragement. So I mean, I don't know the different perspectives, I guess, but I don't know. It's his choice. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to do it. He's doing it now, but he doesn't want to do it. Do it.
Yeah,
You know
he
what I
may
mean?
not. I mean that. Maybe, maybe, at least I'll say that much. You're absolutely big trip. Cisco says, speaking someone's native tongue helps bring out their true personality and helps them trust you more as a person. Yes, TJ, you got way too
Mm.
much knowledge. Yeah,
I
'cause we
think
just
I
we
think
just sharing, we just sharing knowledge, man. We trying to, especially like a night like tonight, we trying to encourage people to travel. Me, I'm coming from more of a mental health side with the things I'm reading. These guys have real life experience.
But here's the problem, though. It would be safe to assume that everybody, even including the chat, are travelers. We would not disagree with anything they're saying. We're not like the target audience for something about this topic that would be like, wow, that's something that those benefits. Most of us have experienced those benefits. So you want to reach, I would assume, the people who have not experienced those benefits, who might have been on the fence about it. And this is where someone like a TJ would come in and, put out a channel and say, hey, listen, you know, outside of the pouring around and going to the countries for the women, he will be talking about something much more in depth, much more with something more substance, a lot more substance and character. And that I feel like he would have a different audience than a typical audience of someone who is a black man talking about just go to the country for the hoe. So he has that intelligence. And that's what we're
Enough
trying
of them.
to convince him to do. But
Absolutely.
it's up to him. It's up to him to do it.
yeah, that it's entirely to the individual to decide what to do and what path to take in their life. I usually tell people when they go overseas, you can enjoy more life for less money if you keep your expectations realistic and within your budget. Some people go overseas and they overspend or try to impress a woman or something like that. These are the ones that get into
Mm.
trouble.
Here. Time.
But
Well,
another,
overspending, go ahead.
a lot of men, one of the reasons men find women overseas attractive is because if you're a good man, the majority, there's a lot of good women that are still traditional in the traditional sense when it comes to marriage. I'm not talking about a maid and a cook. I'm talking about a traditional woman. And those women, a lot of those women simply appreciate you for being a man. You don't have to jump through all the hoops like some of the men have to do back home in America. Not all men, but especially, you know, I say the simps. So I tell anybody that has the simp mentality, definitely make sure you work on yourself and leave your bad habits back on. Because if you're a simp back home, you'll be a simp overseas if you don't put in the work and effort needed.
When I spoke even a little bit of Cantonese, people in Hong Kong would get excited. Bruce says, well said, brother. He's talking to Joe.
Oh, you ain't
That's a
trying to
great
hear that.
point.
You ain't trying to
That's what
hear
we
it.
need. Anything in there that will counter all the red pill. Exactly.
And that's where
Exactly.
he was trying. He
That's
was
what I'm
trying
trying.
to.
One thing I'm trying to do tonight. Just trying to bring all these people together. Everybody here is basically traveled outside of, and let you guys give your experience and then also put the mental health spin on it. Because somebody's going to click on this that has a truth. Somebody's going to click on
Well, what I would
it. Let
like
me
to
get to number
say,
7. Let me get to number 7.
go ahead.
Hold on, real quick. 7 improves social connections on your terms. You're more open to new friendships and conversations. You're not guarded by your usual, less transactional and status driven social. That one, opportunity to meet people organically without a script. You can rebuild your identity in real time, never based on old expectations. That's something that I said.
What I was going to say is traveling can open you up to a world of opportunities that you not necessarily find back home in your home country. You know, it opens you up to a lot of different things. It's basically you become globally aware of things in the world, and it teaches you many different things. It teaches you how you want to live your life and how you, how you want to create your own happiness, how you want to build a better life. But yeah, talking about socializing back home, it seems people are more willing to point fingers and judge you and stuff back home than like overseas. They more open and will listen to you. They pretty much in general they try to respect you for the person that you are. So you don't have to tend to have to wear a mask when you're overseas. You can kind of be yourself. As long as you in
People have
general a
time.
good
It seems like
person.
people have time. Like it seems like people have more time or interested in you. For me, back
Yeah.
home, you get brushed by. If you're out and about, you get brushed by. Especially if you live in a big city. New York, they'll step over you, and you know,
I
Unless you're
kind
think
of be that
somebody.
way in my city.
I believe overseas they still respect and desire human connection. Where back home in some states, you talk to somebody and the first thing you say hello to them. The first thing is, "What do you
Who the
want?
hell are
Why are you
you?
talking to me?"
As they're reaching for
Some
something.
people
Do I know
they'll
you?
Well,
act.
I'm done chasing women, living married life, traveling is great experience. Bruce, I gotta ask you, man, are you close to a year yet? I think you are. I don't know, man. Let me know. Close to a year. Cisco says pussy is amazing, but it's not to be all end all. Life is definitely not. I think people I don't
Could
get
be
that one because I know people that get it and still go crazy about it, and I know don't get it, still go crazy. And then some people just, like I said, it's absolutely on the list, absolutely love it, but I'm not jumping through no hoops to get it. Not traveling halfway across the world to get it. Oh, it just is what it is. He said, yeah, Cisco, it's a nice thing, but I want us all that not try to save up, go. It's a great experience to learn cultures. Absolutely. We come from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. All right, so we're all caught up.
We are
Any
all
more
caught
on
up.
that number 7? Any more on that number 7? Improve social connections.
Uh,
Is it easier to connect to people outside the United States? Like,
I mean, I
I think
think
we
that
get.
no
Go
go.
ahead, bro. Because we're probably gonna
All
say the
right.
same
Oh,
thing. Go ahead.
I think that it is easier to connect both with people outside because you're a traveler. You're automatically your brain is wired towards being open to new experiences because it has to be to understand of the new foreign place you're in. And more importantly, you'll also have a secondary set of people to interact with because any other travelers you meet, you know, you already have something in common. You're both exploring the world outside of your house. Some of my closest friends that I've met outside of like my college, high school, like early work years, that I still interact with are people that I met, all around the world, and it's cool because there are certain things that you communicate with other world travelers, like in terms of problems or issues that only they would understand. And as a foreigner, when you're talking to locals, everything that they're explaining to you is a new experience. So I think you're a little more open to gelling to it or hearing them out. So yeah, both of those.
Yeah, it's like I was saying to people, if you take the time to listen, just about every story can teach you a lesson. And it might be a lesson that you already know, but you can see it in a different perspective. But I think a lot of people back home in America has lost connection. Not all, but just in general, when you walk out in the public and stuff, you know,
Yeah.
it's
I
a lot
mean,
different overseas.
what
People are more friendly.
look at educationally. What's the last 20 years of public safety messaging telling you? Don't talk to strangers. Look out for dark. Be aware of this. Be aware of that. Be scared of this. Be scared of this big ass bee flying by me. The fuck. Anyway, yeah, you're there's so many things that you need to be wary of, and rightfully so. Frankly, growing up in the United States, that you have to have a certain level of personal barrier put up. Uh, Otherwise, you're bound to be a mark. It's easier to let that barrier down when you're traveling, which is a why you're more likely to get scammed while you're traveling, but b why you're more open to new experiences and ideas while that's happening.
Yeah, you have to
About
be
was
aware.
there. Easier to connect
Every,
socially because you're looking to connect something. You know what I mean? You're looking for new experience. That's why you travel. You're looking for something. You want to experience. I
yeah, and
think
the thing
we
of,
leave ourselves more open to connecting to people. Like today, like I said, I went on that walk. I stopped, I had like a 30-minute conversation with a guy, which I would honestly never do that back. I don't know
you
why.
know,
I see
a
somebody
lot.
homeless, I see somebody I know, yeah, I stop the conversation, but not a stranger unless we have something in common or something like that. Just not a stranger.
A lot of people are willing to try new things in other countries and more open to doing different things that might be a little bit outside the comfort zone. And you say, well, why is that? Because back home in America, when you usually try new things, you always got somebody pointing fingers at you, judging you, and criticizing you when you're trying to make way or do better for yourself. So it does. That's why I say going overseas can open a world of opportunities for you that you didn't necessarily wouldn't have back home. You come overseas, it seems people are more or less judgmental of you, especially when you try new things. A lot of them to actually encourage you and try to help you and uplift you to do certain things.
Yeah, America's
Bruce's
Um,
looking for more like a
anniversary is Bruce's anniversary is in September and be married a year. Salute. Just let us
and I,
know, remind us, shout you out.
Ah, it's me and my girl's 4 year today. Uh, Dating, obviously not marriage, but yeah, we're about to go out, and we can't. I was gonna You're gonna do there's an amusement park up in the hills It's the thing where you always see that picture that people take with like on that bridge that's like a hand that outstretches over like a mountain or something like that. It's a relatively famous bridge, but that's Bana Hills, and thank you, Cisco. And yeah, I we passed on that because we realized so many people are coming in the next month that we're probably going to have to go to Bana Hills either with Mikey or with Cal. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to go twice. So we're actually just going to have a really nice dinner in one of these towers that you're looking at and see Ballerina or something because she's a big John Wick fan too. And then come home,
Well,
read books,
Buddy.
whatever.
enjoy your
Yeah.
4-year anniversary date, and I hope y'all really have a good
Yeah, I was
time.
gonna
Enjoy
say
yourself.
4 years, brother. Ain't that clock ticking?
She is 23, so let that motherfucker tick, I guess.
Not that clock. Not that nuptial.
I hear sirens in the background. I think it's
Oh, yeah. See, that's you didn't notice you didn't hear wedding bells.
Nuptial.
sirens for wedding bells.
He says, Kamal says every man should travel where you might plant the seed, make the difference. Yeah, I agree. And what you're going for. I said, nothing against them. Guys can do whatever they want, but the guys going to Sasua, you know what you're getting, you know what you're traveling for. If that's what you're looking for, that's can't can't hate on that. You know, but the experience you're gonna get out of it.
Yeah,
What?
I
You know what I
agree.
mean? No hate on them.
I think
But I
a
don't think you
lot
get
of
any of
things.
these things that we're talking.
I think a lot of things back in America, people look at everything as black and white these days in America. And when you go overseas, it opens an opportunity full of a world full of colors, that you wouldn't notice back home. That you wouldn't notice back home.
Which says it's all about experience. Life, if you can travel, then go through it. Learn culture, enjoy your life. Yeah, if you can. I know everybody can't. I know everybody
It's,
can't, but I think every man should strive for it.
yeah,
October
and
2nd is
I tell men,
congratulations,
fans,
TJ. Congratulations, TJ. Is read book slang sprint.
I feel if a man
I
is planning on going to live overseas, they should keep the bags light and travel and see which place makes them the happiest, and then they can find a place that they call home. Just don't settle. Just don't go to one place and go, this is it.
No comment, Cisco.
But it could be though.
Okay.
That first place, that it's kind of like the way I see it, Adam. Is you have some people who have high school sweethearts and they go on to marry and have kids and live happily ever after. Then you have some people who go through the gauntlet. They have multiple partners until they find that one. It's possible. And I've seen examples of people who have gone to that one country or that one spot, and that was the place that they love, and that's the place they want to stay, and that's just the way it is. Then you have some people who hated Santo Diego, they hated Colombia, or oh, this Greece is okay, but it wasn't really my spot. They maybe went to 30 different countries before they went to 31st, and that 31st was France somewhere. Just like, oh, this is it. So it's kind of impossible to predict, at what point of stage in someone's life that they will settle into a country that will make them happy.
For me,
Yeah,
it's the flip. Actually, it's the main reason that to answer a question, I haven't learned a language yet either. Is I love all these countries so much. It's really, really hard to pick one that I want to settle down in long term. So like every couple of years, I get the yips, and I really like. I didn't dislike Thailand. That's not why I moved. I didn't just strongly dislike Philippines. Davao wasn't for me at the time. Cebu, what I could definitely swing, but like a lot of Malaysia seems really cool. I thought about giving that a year at least to see if we would like KL. Um, Japan, always seems sexy, and my girlfriend's always showing me, oh look, like she looks follows one of those places that has like Japanese houses under 100K, and we're always talking about that sort of thing. So It's tough to pick
Nah,
one,
yeah,
man. I know we'll
they'll start that on my channel. They making up stuff. Reading books is the new description of that activity.
Damn,
Yeah,
DJ was dropping
that's
something.
that.
What
That's
up,
what
big
I
dog?
meant by keeping your bags light until you find a place to call
Yeah.
home when you're traveling
What are you
or
thinking
decide
about
to
next?
live
Okay.
overseas. You know, everybody's different.
to keep it a buck with you, we're kind of thinking about looping it back around to Phil's. Without getting super deep into my girl's business, like she has siblings back home that, at least for the short to medium term, need taken care of, and they're old enough that like they could be with relatives, and the oldest is old enough that he could be relatives and be relatively responsible for the other one, but I for her, she doesn't want to admit it, but I know that it would be a lot less of a stressor on her to be back. So I'm thinking maybe we might do that. By the time this lease finishes, it'll probably be like 16. So maybe we'll spend a year or two there until he graduates and can look after stuff. And I don't know. We'll see what that does. Might go one direction, might go another direction. It's tough to tell. I'll figure out when this lease wraps.
It's just car you. All right, so
Also,
let me move on to number 8. Move on to number 8. Decreases depression symptoms. Right, you get regular exposure to sunlight, movement, and nature. Regular sleep, mood, increase dopamine and serotonin, and helps combat feeling isolation and stagnation. I actually don't know if I agree with all of that.
You was breaking up a little bit. Can you read it again? Like something
yeah,
about depression.
Okay. Decreases depression symptoms. Regular exposure to sunlight, movement, and nature abroad can regulate sleep and mood, can increase dopamine and serotonin, and can combat feelings of isolation and stagnation.
Depends on where you are.
Yeah,
So
I was
where
saying
you
I,
at?
I disagree, but I read it wrong the first time. I read
So
it wrong the first
so
time.
I helped you out a little bit.
Yeah, you
Like
did. Yeah, 'cause
why
I was
you
like, I don't
disagree with
agree with
that?
that. Then I read it back and I was like, oh, it says in nature abroad can.
I mean, I honestly think even if you removed abroad, that sentence would still be uh,
Everywhere.
valid. So it's a teensy bit of a reach, but what
Yeah,
I
I
will
agree.
say is being traveling gives you more of an impetus to be outside. Because even if you're an
True.
indoor person, you might be the type of person like I'm only here for X amount of days. I
I'm gonna
can't
make the
just be
most of
inside all the time. It's like you said, right? When you travel, Joe, you don't look at like, oh, the size of this. You're like, you're not spending much time inside, right?
it. No,
Uh,
no.
and that might not necessarily be the case. You have a lazy day at home, you might just be like, nah. But you have a lazy day, out traveling, unless you're out for like a few weeks, you might just be like, let's get up and do something because we're only
Yeah,
here, 3 days, 5 days, 10 days. So it's one of those.
that's absolutely true. It forces you
yeah,
to go outside and do things that you could have did at home. There's beaches
Hmm.
around us in some places, but for
Yep,
whatever
yep.
reason, we're paying money. We're spending all this money in tickets and flights and hotels and all this other stuff. Yeah, you're gonna. I'm gonna milk every single thing I can out of this, and it makes you do things you normally wouldn't do elsewhere than you would back in your home state, which is
yeah.
unfortunate, but that's just the way I guess human nature is in some of the stuff.
I agree,
Get your
but
life says, don't break the spine of that book.
She's a paperback. Don't worry about it.
it's some people. If people are depressed back home and don't do anything to fix that before they go overseas, then they're going to be depressed overseas. Overseas it's not a magical fix to people's problems. You have to work on yourself first. A
Yeah,
lot of
that's
people.
why
To some
why
extent,
I was disagreeing. That's kind of why I was disagreeing at first, but then kind of see the, you know what I mean?
I don't know. I think sometimes environment does play
It's
a
not
role.
saying that going overseas is gonna regulate your sleep and mood
I
or
don't
No,
think
it
it's a
can't.
silver bullet.
and
I don't
get
think
your
like
ass
you go.
outside, do something.
Yeah, like I don't think it's a silver bullet, but I do think that it does provide an impetus for people that might not necessarily have it. For some folks, if you don't want to go outside, you don't want to go outside. It's just not happening. But like those are also not the type of people that usually fly uh, abroad because we don't want to go outside. Definitely don't want to go outside to go inside for X amount of hours just to go back outside.
Even if
I
you are
just
a
can't
depressed
see.
person, if you can go overseas, a change in environment can make a difference. It's not the be all in all. Like you said, it's not a silver bullet. You could still technically be depressed going to Brazil or going to a Philippines. But it's something about just moving your body outside of your normal habitat. And it's sometimes the environment change makes a difference in how people feel about themselves. So they may be depressed at home, but then they go someplace else and then a change of environment can change their state of mind. It can do it. No guarantees, but it's probably a better chance than them staying home where they are depressed. Because if I'm in the hood, if I was born and raised in the hood, it's gonna be a very different experience me being in the ghettos of Detroit on 8 Mile versus me being in Brazil by the beach. Yeah, I might be depressed at home, but then that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to translate to depression to Brazil. It's just the environment sometimes can be a depressing factor, and a major
And
factor.
that's a group mentality thing too, right? Because you have like you have when you're on vacation, you generally go to like other tourist spots or destinations, right? So
Hmm.
it's like you're around other people that are generally happy or on having a good time or enjoying themselves. So when you're around that, I think it's a little easier to be like also happy because a bunch of people, it's just a group energy sort of thing, right? It's hard to be depressed around a bunch of people smiling and clapping and having all you can eat breakfast buffet at 8 a.m., right?
Dancing,
People
singing.
find a way.
That's
People find a way. Future life that some guys read War and Peace real slow, others like Reader's Digest, still others just flip pages. You can't do
that's true.
that. Deshaun, what up, bro?
Taking on its
What up, I
a whole
love?
new life.
Yeah.
I
Because I
I
couldn't
tell
imagine staying cooped up inside unless being inside of the attraction inside the Vatican. It's like, but it's like me,
I
even
agree.
me. I said when I came here, I said, I'm gonna relax. I got a couple things planned, and I don't know what it is, man. It's just a drive to go outside. Came in, unpacked, took a shower, got dressed, and I was outside. Walk. Today I get up. Oh,
You
I
probably didn't even
believe
realize,
I gotta
and I bet
go.
you didn't
I go
realize how
down.
much time you was out there. You say 5 hours, but I bet by the time you got back home, you probably like, damn, I was out here for 5 hours just walking around. Like,
No, if it started that,
damn,
I would have stayed longer. If it didn't start pouring down rain, I would have stayed out there longer.
man, that's something.
I tell people if
Start
they
pouring.
live in a toxic environment, go seek more fertile grounds where you can create a more bountiful harvest for yourself. Why live somewhere where you just trying to survive? But if you can, try to go out there and find a place you can actually thrive in life. You
Be
know,
right
I
back.
can
I'm gonna
answer
switch
that.
computers.
That's
and
an
that can
easy
be
answer.
that can
Money.
be back home. Well, yeah,
Money stops a
but
lot of people from doing that. A lot.
yeah, and
And
it
you can say that's
also
an excuse, but it's a
it
valid. If you're working at
it
McDonald's, you're not going to have, Thailand money to go even for a weekend. You have to, if you're working a minimum wage job, you might want to go someplace, but you might not have the ability, the means to do it. So you're
Yeah.
stuck
Right.
unless you figure out a way around it, which a lot of people don't figure out a way around it. So that's just the reality.
well, the reality is most people don't try to figure out a way around it.
That's true.
They just figure that's how life is. This is what it's gonna be.
You can't
You
you,
the
you
one
can't speak for
you.
most people. You can't speak for most people.
I'm not. I'm speaking in general, which in general it basically applies to the people that it applies to. If it doesn't apply to you, if it doesn't apply, let it fly.
Who you
If it
feel like it
doesn't
applies
apply
to
to
most?
if it doesn't apply to you, then let it fly. You know. But
Encourage
yeah, a
out there,
lot of
you
people.
listening. I encourage you to try to find a way. To try to find a way. And like always say, even if you got to start by just going to the other side of town, if you can go
Yeah.
to the other side, go to
Yeah, we know what that means.
Then the other aspect is some people have money, but some of them they blow it on a lot of their wants, unnecessary wants, and then they complain about their life that they can't change their life when they can actually use that money to either save, maybe create a business for themselves, or do other things, other aspects that can help better their life, where they can get out of the other circumstances that they're unhappy with. Some people just don't know how to manage money, but there are people that, it's some people that have trouble making money. You know, some people, like you said, working at McDonald's is, that's
I
you're
don't
not
have a
going
job
to,
right. I don't have a
it's
job right
it's
now, man. I don't.
it's
I don't
it's
have a job.
well, like me.
But I needed this damn trip, bro. I don't have no job.
Well,
I got
pardon my
like one. I
language.
got like one unemployment check in the last fucking 6 weeks. Unemployment sucks. I'll be honest. I mean, it's good that we have. I'm not complaining, but it's just
Right, no other country has it as far as I'm aware. Unemployment, what does that mean? Anywhere else? So it's something. Um, I mean, but yeah, even you being unemployed, you still make it happen. So then I guess it would make Adam's point more true in the sense that a lot of people make excuses. If if Blizzard could do it, he's like, I'm gonna make it happen even when I don't got much. Then you're right. It's not a whole lot of excuses. It's a lot of people's mindset. And I think a lot of that is trained into us from school, early elementary, middle school. We're trained to be workers and to stay in America. We're not trained to think outside the box. We're not trained to be critical thinkers. We're not trained to think holistically, but laterally. So you come out of the system thinking I have to have a job and this is my life. You're not taught how to travel the world. You're taught about things around the world, but you're not taught to go and travel outside of the country. We're taught to stay in here and to be isolated, just an island unto ourselves. So to overcome that mindset, that's a big one. Unless you have some good friends and family, a good teacher, a good mentor to tell you something otherwise, you mentally are stuck, and there's no changing that. Especially when you get to a certain age, you're an adult now, 35, 40. What do you mean, Brazil? Like I got a job, I got mortgage, I got bills to pay. So a lot of people just that mindset, they're not going to break it.
Well,
yeah. I guess
this
I'm
take
not. I guess I'm not really in the situation that most people will be in if they get let go. Cause like I knew I had a job like it almost damn near the same day, and then I had some money saved up. But if I didn't know how long I was gonna be out of work, like I didn't if I didn't know I was going back to work, I don't know if I still would want to take this trip. So, but
like
I don't know if I would risk it either if I didn't know I had money coming, so
Interesting.
maybe I would. I don't know.
Well, as a side hustle for you, Blizzard, you possibly look into, you said you like writing songs and using AI to help you generate the music and stuff for the song. There might be a way you can make money online doing that, and maybe sell like a group of your songs to people, or let people download it for a
It
certain
might
price.
be nice. I don't think I
But
appreciate that, but I don't think
you have to research
I
it.
wouldn't sell it. Yeah, I wouldn't sell it. It's
Well,
fun though. It is.
I'm not saying you're trying to sell it to become rich and famous. I'm just saying this is a little side hustle to earn a little bit extra money. I'm not telling you to go here and that's how you're gonna make your life and your career. I'm just saying it's a little side hustle to make a little extra money. That's a possibility.
If anybody
That's
want an
definitely
anthem, hit me up. Got you. You want an anthem, hit me up. You got a page, TJ, I'll make you one when you start your page.
and it could start off as a side hustle because that's how it should start off, in my opinion. And then if it proves itself to be profitable, hey man, it could blow up beyond his wildest dreams. He'd be like, oh shit, this was just a side hustle, and it could be
I
something
got
more
that.
than he expected to be.
I
Possibly,
got the idea from another guy doing it on another channel. He actually does videos behind them and everything. He writes lyrics. AI generates the music and the voice, and then I think he has AI generating the video too. They look nice, bro. But it's good because the content, it's not like just some song. It means something. You know what I mean? Like that's just not some song I picked and then put it as my music. It's actually me and my thoughts. If you listen to it, you can hear it.
So the
And
lyrics are yours, but the actual like the music, like the instrumentation, all that, that's AI generated. That's interesting.
It's in essence, it's like you writing a song and getting somebody else to sing it for you, and producer that buys your
yeah,
song and they put
that's
it
why I
out
don't
there.
get.
Kind of like a
That's why I don't get.
songwriter.
That's why I don't get the pushback from people, and they're like, "Oh, it's AI, it's AI." Like this is how the music industry really works. Like if I'm a songwriter, you write the damn song. You know what I mean? The producer does the rest, and the artist does the rest.
If you if a person likes the song, what does it
Yeah.
matter if it's AI?
It's just
I
some
mean,
people that
well,
don't like
AI
it.
that assists.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always say some people don't like AI.
Well,
Well,
if the people that don't like AI, it's weird to me. A little bit. Not. I understand why they don't like it, but I don't think they understand how much AI is already involved in it. You know,
It's like
we're on a platform. We're on YouTube. Like now,
yeah,
all of YouTube isn't AI, but they absolutely use AI. You know,
automate because
it's
you can't imagine they're
heavily
individually
automated.
we can't imagine they're individually monitoring the stream, for example. Like they even use like if you say certain words, you get flagged. If you do this or that, and then they might go back and review it with humans. But for the most part, you're right. A lot of the stuff we use in technology, we don't realize is AI that we hate. We say we hate AI, but we probably use a lot of things that involves AI in our cars and Teslas and whatever, which is crazy to
You
think
Google,
about. I,
you
you
use
know what I think
Google,
it is?
you use an AI.
You know what I
if
think
you
it is? The reason why I think it's different with music is because it's the last bit of whatever humanity that we have, in a sense, the creativity, that spark, that you're picking up an instrument, you're playing it, you can hear the mistakes. You want to hear the mistakes. You don't want to hear the perfection of a thing. So we still want to have that human touch that is being taken away from what AI has taken away from us. Things that we use and we say, well, okay, we have to use it, but it's something about like maybe movies or music or models or whatever, something that is in the creative space. We don't want to touch it, but it's going to get touched anyways, and it's being touched. So we're going to see how we deal with it in a later
That's what I
in a
said. I
couple of
don't.
years.
I get it though. I get it
you
because
know
I wouldn't want to sell it and make a profit off of it. If I was writing something, I would want to sell it to a human. To be honest, that's just real. If I'm gonna make money off of it, I would want to sell it to a human and do it that way, not just generate it on AI. So although
people
I use it, I don't have no problem. I like AI. I love AI, but still would want to give it to a human to produce and to sing.
people worried about creating a Skynet that creates a Terminator world.
Yeah, that's exactly what. But it's kind of like coming. It's coming about in that way. We just hope it's not as dark as Skynet. We hope it's more
So
like the utopian Flintstones type of deal. Not Flintstones, but the other one, the not the Flintstones, but the futuristic one. That cartoon. Can't.
the Jetsons.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
We hope it's
I
more like
seen it.
that as opposed to Skynet.
I think
Yeah, we used to
art
think the Jetsons was bullshit, huh? We used to think that was all made.
I
We
think
did.
AI is
I'm
going to reach a point where it's going to be way smarter than humans, but say that it will take a direction where it's Skynet and Terminator world.
We
I
don't
don't know
know.
about that. You
We
don't
don't
know,
know. That's the scary part. Bicentennial man, we don't
and
know.
that's the most scariest part in the world is the unknown.
I just want to clarify that the Jetsons is supposed to be set in the year 2062, so the timer is running pretty fast.
Getting
2060.
pretty
Uh,
close.
yeah, I don't know if we're
Okay.
gonna make it.
I think we will. You're 2062. 50 years? No, not 50 years.
2062 is
40.
37 years.
Only 40. I feel like we're gonna be pretty damn close, man. I don't know
You
that
think
flying
in
thing.
37 years you'll be like what, barely a senior citizen, right?
I'll be
Assuming
40,
Social
47,
Security hasn't been kicked back to like 83 by then or some bullshit.
or
Like,
103.
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
Social
pretty much
Security
that.
even assist.
You get to enter the Social Security lottery at 65.
So how
Oh
many
my
years
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
say it was?
It,
Like 37 years? Oh,
From now.
37 years. I'll be 90 years old. I don't know if I'll actually live that
by then
long.
we'll have the
I mean,
social credit.
advances in modern technology, you really don't know no more. The average life expectancy is increasing gradually in the last few years if you're lucky enough to be in a country with nukes.
Ooh,
So,
good.
We'll have
so
a social credit score. And then what was that movie where like about thought crimes,
Minority Report.
Minority Report?
Oh,
that
You
reminds
think you're
me
going
of
Minority Report?
no,
Moral League, all this.
I'm thinking of the TV shows Sliders, where they had an episode where they went to like a different reality. It's about traveling to different realities, and in that reality, your popularity, you are successful, rich, and how much money you had was due to your popularity. And if it drops below a certain number, they actually execute you.
I like
what the
Black
hell?
Mirror.
Yeah, it's in the TV series Sliders, and it was like on
Fighters.
Sliders.
Wow,
S
it's been a
S
while. Yes,
L
no, I'm
I D
aware of
E
the
R.
1995 sci-fi TV series Sliders. Yes, I'm aware.
That's
Do you
crazy.
remember that episode?
No, I thought like that's so specific to now that I thought you were talking about Black Mirror, who I'm pretty sure aped Sliders a couple times.
Uh, well, I haven't watched Black Mirror. Maybe I should.
Cisco says AI
It's
places
fine.
robots will be game over for humanity. We're either human overlords or AI.
I don't know if it's that. I don't think it's gonna be that dark, but I'm saying I don't think. I'm hoping it's not gonna be, but we don't know. I just think that's the
I
man. It's
mean, it's already we're cooked as soon as the robots realize we think with our dicks. Like that's game.
They
What?
are they
What?
they are
What?
they're already thinking about that. They already got all these AI girlfriends, and now they're talking about making all these AI sex bots for men to take home and stuff
What?
like that. They
Once
doing that in Japan.
Slip and grip 2000 ME releases before they drop slip and grip 7, like it's a wrap. Like, you gonna have whole ass politicians just getting got by AI. Like, all right, you learned what sort of nasty shit he's into on Pornhub. Lit, go over there
Was
and
that
work
a
him.
was that an AI robot that went crazy and started uh, um attacking the engineer? I've seen that on
Wait,
YouTube.
what?
That might be an AI animation. I know there's the actual AI that started questioning whether humanity is hunky dory early on in its language model testing. It had some pretty solid reasoning. There's another one that questioned whether or not it should exist. And these are, this is artificial intelligence. This is only generative, or semi, not, not generative. I forget the other word. Anyway, more of an organic AI. But we can only do so much with LLMs and generative at the moment. That's why they need lots and lots of data, which is why everybody's getting data pirated, because it's like to get the amount of data you really need, you have to steal from virtually everybody in the world.
I think AI is starting to develop faster than the human race can keep up with it. Sooner or later it's going to surpass us all, and what happens then? I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying Terminator.
Even
I'm not
saying that
saying
though, we
Terminator.
don't know. Even saying that, Adam, we don't know what we don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not
We
saying.
think it's
I'm not
pretty
about to
far
start with you.
advanced. We don't know what the hell they got. They might have some shit that we don't even know about.
I'm I'm sure, like the governments, the black ops, the black sites, stuff like that. They probably got technology that we don't, that is not currently to the public. But how far advanced they are, I wouldn't know how that goes. maybe 5, 10 years, maybe
Of course.
20 at the most.
I don't know. All I can say is that the Japanese are at the forefront of robot technology outside of the Chinese paid American engineers. I mean the Chinese being paid by American companies to be engineers. Like so outside of that, like I can tell you from their other main medium, anime, that if there's one thing that I'm pretty certain of, it's that they're gonna fuck the robots. So I mean, we gotta just
They
I feel like the security, like the operational security
Westworld.
flaws of
they
like
What was that
they
movie?
actually
That show? Westworld or
West
Westworld,
something?
Westworld, Westworld.
yeah.
Yeah, fuck
In
robot.
in Japan, you got. I've seen a YouTube video where several different Japanese men they married their sex dolls, and they have
Oh,
like
I
a
mean, I've had
like a
seen several American videos.
older AI technology and stuff on that. And I was just thinking how crazy that was. I said it, not just back home, but all over the world. There's plenty of women that you can get with. Why would you want to be with a rubber doll?
type it in there, Cisco. Just type it in there. It's cool.
In the end, just
Yeah,
to
just
play
type it in
devil's
there.
advocate, though, that's how a lot of people feel about going to another country to like, find love. Like, hey, there's plenty of women in Bumblescum County. Why do you have to travel to the big city? Hey, there's plenty of women in Georgia. Why do you have to move to Florida, New York? Hey, there's plenty of women in the
Most definitely.
United States. So why you gotta, why you need to go to another country? Like, you can always take it one level higher.
Yeah, and if they
Oh,
can,
I talked
that's the
about fucking
problem.
robots and spawned MK. No correlation. I just wanted to make that comment.
Yeah,
Cisco,
that's kind of weird.
drop your cousin channel. Just put it in there in the comments, and then I'll take it and I'll think I could drop it. I think I'll be able to drop it. Honestly, I watched the channel, but I forgot.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
Tell him
Everybody's
next time he gotta come himself though. Put mine in the chat.
that's that's the thing about life. Everybody's definition of happiness varies. That's why it's important for you to find your happiness. Because you're happy with the one back home don't necessarily mean the next guy is happy. And yeah, in both circumstances, you can. That's what a lot of people do. They start pointing fingers at other people instead of taking the time to fix their own problems in their life. They go, "Oh, you just went over to seas to sleep with women." I said, "Well, you can sit there and go back and forth. People always try to one up them instead of just trying to live life and be happy. They're always trying to one up somebody."
Since Reddit Dread Network. Cisco's cousin.
But when you go overseas, you have to watch out for them Transformers robots in disguise. And you should know what I'm talking about. The Transformers overseas. The good toys, lady boys.
Well, I literally, again, whenever somebody says Transformers, I'm immediately thinking Autobots, Decepticons. So I'm entirely lost for the first 1 to 1.5 minutes of the reference. But I get you now.
Transformers robots in
Oh no,
disguise.
I got you. Yes, that's what you said. Autobots and Decepticons. What do you think the two primary factions of the Transformers? You guys gotta keep up.
The
I wish there was an easier way to put ads into YouTube without having to do like
Yeah.
a fucking side quest.
Yeah, one a side quest that lasts 2 to 4 hours trying to
Hey,
complete it.
yeah, they were talking about the one I watched. They were talking about. Yeah, yeah, pretty good.
Good.
Pretty good.
Just think if AI becomes so technically advanced, it starts create instead of humans being born, humans are created, similar to like in the Matrix and other TV series that they do that where they're not actually they're not born, they're actually created as
MK, what
test
up,
babies.
MK? What's going on?
I'm kind of reading the chat as
Just to
let's see.
clarify, Cisco, your cousin is the large redhead white man, correct? Yay? Nay? I'm gonna assume yes. He didn't say anything, so we're just gonna say yes for now. It's canon. Everybody heard that, right?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Can't pronounce the name. TJ can read that. Way back.
That's Nier
See?
Automata, which is a
Yeah,
video game.
name.
200K love bot MK.
Thank you,
You know how
Osusame.
you know how much love you can buy for 200K in the Philippines, Thailand?
Look, says real women are for broke simps that can't afford a 200,000 love. Natural born human, sex will be regular.
You gotta get a Smash license.
That's like what?
Hey, you never know what the
I want
future
to.
holds, man.
No, that's why it's best to make the best of each day, because tomorrow's never guaranteed. You don't know what's going to happen,
Yeah,
for the
that's
better
true.
or the worse.
Got
That's right,
14 more minutes.
Cisco.
Got 14 more minutes.
I believe in you.
Oro, what up, brother? What's good? What's the
Yeah,
when Aura, I gotta ask Aura a question. Are you like when you coming back to the US? Are you coming back? No woman already selling for $5. Books.
Wow, wow, that's really that caught on a bit faster than expected.
I
But
know,
yeah,
right?
I believe.
Kind of got a ring to it.
Visito la biblioteca, buddy. Go for it.
Okay, okay. He says I'm not coming back for now. I'm just traveling.
Mm,
Yeah,
that's what's
slow
up.
traveling. Yeah, that's what's up.
yeah. I think with all these AI robots and all that, they're gonna have all these upgrades, and then if you don't get the upgrades, the AI robot that you currently have is gonna kind of shut down, not work properly. So it's gonna be a money racket for those people that go into that stuff.
So it's gonna be like Apple.
Yeah, the newest version, or have to get an upgrade, a new download, and you have to pay for it.
So
Wow, yo,
or
imagine
or
if
it
you don't
might
pay
be
your subscription.
or it might be per minute. You pay so much money per minute, and then if you
but they're
don't
already doing
pay,
that, right?
you don't pay, the robot shuts down. The
Man,
little the spots you can make
Oh
love to
wow, where's
automate
Cisco?
closes
I just
up.
noticed it. I just noticed that, bro. I just
Yeah,
noticed.
nine
Damn, do
ninety
me like
nine,
that, bro.
5 more minutes.
You gotta put the O at the end.
It's so
That's
sad. It might
crazy.
be true. They're kind
It's
of already doing
crazy.
that. They've already been experimenting that with taking away the physical media, like music. If you buy music, you don't
what's
own
good,
it
Aura?
anymore. You don't own anything that is actual digital anymore. You're renting it, but it's the illusion of ownership. So they're kind of already experimenting with that, and it's funny, but it's sad, but it's true. It's sad, funny, and true. So we'll see how far they take this thing.
Physical media. They say it's a dying art form. It's also as space becomes a commodity, it's a little classes to be able to have a vinyl section or a
Hmm.
big dumbass rack of CDs or
Books.
yeah, books. But hard drives, it's like hard drives are good, but hard drives degrade just like all other forms of physical media. So you gotta be sure that you're really, if you're really 1,000 quadrillion% about that life, you also have to have a pretty meticulous like data storage and data transfer policy where all your music's constantly getting backed up and you either have an outside cloud server backup or and now you see this is a privilege. This takes money, this takes technology, this takes
Yeah.
experience. And that's how they
Yeah.
get you. Because why do all that when I can clicky Spotify button and listen to the song? That's all right. I'm done. Those all the steps. So simplicity is the
People
evolution
would
of
sacrifice
technology
their
always
freedoms
works.
for simplicity. Is
Yeah,
essentially.
I mean,
I mean, it's
yeah,
what
it's
we're
rough.
doing. We're
Got like
I mean,
sacrificing our
9 minutes.
freedom.
I got like 9 minutes.
yo,
Smash that like
hey,
button for your boy
actually,
Blizz. Smash that like
did you
button
get?
for your boy Blizz.
Oh yeah,
Aura,
smash the like button, bro.
Aura,
Boy,
I'm in
Blizz.
the DR, bro. I'm in the DR, Aura. Feeling it.
Hey,
Dominican Republic.
what did you get through all 10?
There's 8.
Oh, there's only 8. For some reason, I thought it was 10. We're just we're scripted to think that a list is gonna be 10. Yeah, I think maybe they were I feel like they were going for 10, but it felt like 7 by 7 or 8 they were kind of spiraling
Run
out.
out, I guess.
I was kind of interested what 9 and 10 were going to be just to see how plausible they were. Like 9, collect airline miles.
Hell no. Nah, I'm listening to Domingo. That shit was
Yo,
out
he
of
said
this
automatically
was
center
out of
you in
the
the
sewer.
sewer. Oh
Nah,
man, yeah, it's
I
been
move opposite. Move opposite.
I
Cisco
I
says, meanwhile, we're getting worked up about poor people and immigrants while the obscenely wealthy are monopolizing the future.
That's true.
I
I agree
mean
with
they
it.
have most of the TV stations. It's gonna be hard to convince Rupert Murdoch to air Eat the Rich on Fox News. So yeah, you gotta look for the and same with MSNBC and whichever faceless asshole owns that right now. Like you gotta seek multiple sources and understand that truth sometimes comes in fragments, especially in the modern era, because the information fire hose is unyielding, and if you just type the
Mm.
query, you'll get all sorts of opinions unfiltered without any regulation as to whether or not they make any sense. Which is why I use today's sponsor, Ground News. No,
That's clever. That is so clever.
Anybody still use any of y'all still use Twitter?
Yeah, he was talking
not
about
really.
Cisco's talking about enjoying this freedom on YouTube while it lasts. Yeah, YouTube is open for public use, but it's still owned by a corporation, a company. So
Us.
therefore, there's rules and regulations. And yeah, probably enjoy what freedom they give you now, because sooner or later you probably will lose that.
Yeah, I was kind of
Maybe.
over Twitter once they started charging for checks.
I'm sorry, but I think that ground news joke went over a lot of people's heads. I thought
That's
that was
fine.
great. That was so
That's
fucking good.
the throwaway. It's all good.
That's right.
Because
That
it's like, why would they promote? They
freedom.
talk about being a bastion of freedom of press, and they promote something that is like, isn't that a bias in itself? You're promoting this. That's strange. There's
Twitter?
so many of you
Yo,
Can't even
promoting it.
go on Twitter. Can't even go on
What?
Twitter
oh,
anymore. It's a
a
fucking
lot of
dumpster.
people.
It's like the
Yo,
fucking gates of hell have been opened up and it all went to Twitter.
yeah.
It's horrible,
It's why you need a
in my opinion.
subscription service in order to discern the truth in the first place. And then it's like, who's fact checking the fact checker? It's and then Twitter is just giving up on fact checking. Those guys got fired. I know a lot of. Well, I am acquainted with a lot of those dudes because San Francisco is very small. It's 7 by 7. And yeah, a lot of the people in charge of moderation there are gone, and a lot of people that are still there, either there for the cloud of saying they work at Twitter or to wait for the rest of their shares to vest, or because there are a bunch of assholes in the valley too, and there are plenty of people that have no problem letting vile, shitty hate speech and disinformation that suits their needs to spend in technology. And people have to remember, it's a crazy thing about institutionalized racism is it means it's in your fucking institutions, right? Like it means it's in your government. It's the people that charge your transportation, the people that are in charge of law enforcement. It's not everyone, but sprinkled in there, just in every little facet. It's there. There's nothing really technically against hiring somebody that keeps their racist views to themselves, and if you operate in the low, like there are plenty of folks that aren't, outright like that racist clerk lady that got caught like a decade ago now, because that was a decade ago. If you're feeling young for some stupid reason, think of how many clerks just silently are polite and nice to the customers and deny the shit out of that loan, redistrict that, skip that. Like that's why people talk about the importance of running for county clerk, school board, things like that, because those are the people that can very easily slip in. We're getting way out of the way. Sorry, please answer your
That's
question.
exactly why. That's exactly why
That's
men
good.
should travel. That's exactly why men should
Thank you.
travel.
See why you need a channel, bro?
Blizzard, he says, Blizzard, I thought you
I
were
think it's
going to give a feedback on what all the hype was about. How do you like Santo Domingo so far? I love it here. So far, it's 2 days in, so a 5-day trip. 2 days
think-
in.
You a gambling man?
And they complain. Me?
You, Blizz.
No, I'm not a gambling man. No.
You gotta go out to the
think
casinos anyway just to see the sights?
Venus out here?
Hey, they get real snazzy too. I mean, whew. I would say, what point in the garden if not to admire the flowers? It's a hell of a garden. So, worth looking into.
I've seen that. Yeah, I seen that.
I think
I'm good though. I'm good.
It's a
I'm
beautiful
good here,
place
man.
regardless. You could just
You
hang
know,
out
I'll put my
with
business
a
out
mic
there.
on.
I'm gonna put my business out there, but I'm good.
And no need to.
I think Aurora Trip wants you to
travel
go into
somewhere that's safe.
the specifics of why you love the Dominican Republic. What do you find? What do you like about
No,
it?
I'm still new.
Just saying, loving.
I can't
So
give
what
an
do you-
expert opinion on it, but that's like I was saying earlier, just me being able to blend in, me not feeling like a tourist.
Well, you can
People
give
have-
your opinion on what you like about it. It
doing
doesn't have to be an expert or anything.
How long are you gonna be there?
It's Tuesday.
So
Mhm.
how long are you gonna be there total?
Tuesday.
Liz?
You heard me? That freeze up?
Yeah, you got a little garbled.
You're back
Oh,
now.
I said Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So
Tuesday.
you think by then
Yeah,
you will
but
have
like I said,
enough of an opinion?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Just on the things that you
like I
like.
said,
You don't have to
so
be
far,
an
like I
expert.
said when I first came on, I was saying like how I feel like I'm blended in. I don't feel like a tourist. People are friendly enough.
You look a little
Definitely not as
Dominican. I
friendly
can
as
believe that.
yeah, I'm blending right in. I got that a couple times.
Yeah,
But-
you know, like
Looks like he's got a little more color in his cheeks.
I usually
got
get
a
it stopped
facial.
by say more
I
so
got a
than
facial.
okay,
I got a
but-
facial. I got a facial today. But,
Oh yeah, hey,
Yeah.
treat yourself. Treat yourself.
Speaking of the blending in part, damn, he only got 2 minutes. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I did have a question.
I mean,
for you.
like,
Well, forget
I
about it.
mean, like when I say blend in, I mean like I don't feel like an outsider
Right.
until I
Well,
open my
that's the
damn
question I
mouth.
wanted to ask. I want to ask. Okay, the question. Well, all three of you, because y'all been in different countries that where you blended in and countries where you're currently living in where you don't blend in. Obviously, you don't. So, what do you prefer? Do you prefer the comfort of having been a part of and seen as a part of the people, or do you prefer being the outsiders that you are seen and will forever be seen that you are, no matter how well you speak?
I think that there are two different things, in that one is kind of a blessing and a curse, and the other, I would say, is the latter is a little bit more negative than positive, but it's something that you generally take in exchange for the advantages of being in a place, if that makes any sense. For example, I'll put it this way: in Kenya, and specifically in Nairobi, less so in touristy areas because it's hit or miss, and like I generally avoid the ocean of stairs. I go in and out of places, even if I'm in a generally nice area. The assumption is that I'm a well-to-do, Kenyan or Nairobite or what have you. That's cool and all, but it also means that to pickpockets and hustlers and folks that want to try to run standard confidence scams on well-to-do locals, that I look like a well-to-do Kenyan. So there's definitely pluses and minuses to that, right? Whereas you can argue being a foreigner and easily identifiable affords you a certain level of protection, um, in countries where you stand out, but that's generally a small plus compared to the giant negative of understanding you will always be othered to some extent, and rightfully so, because you are other. You were not born and raised in that country. You did not grow up with the hardships and strifes of those people. So, I think I understand. Even I know we're going over because we want to get you out of here so you can get some reading in, but I really think it's important that, like, when you give your opinion, that you kind of give your uh your background on how long you've been in a place, how familiar you are with a place. Like some people, a lot of these cats, especially these long form YouTubers that just go on walks or, talk about the state of the little part of whatever country they're in, you know, they don't mention that they've only been there and haven't really done much traveling for the past X amount of years. So maybe their views on country relations or the relations outside of their little town might not be, that up to date. Or maybe they're telling you about how, Da Nang is the greatest city that's ever existed in the Philippines, and then you realize that they were there for a 4-day trip. It's like, well, maybe that's not a great sample size to pick from. Like, it's all perspective, and a lot of people are willing to deliberately obfuscate that perspective just to like sell you on something or to boost their clout.
That's why I kind of hesitate. Kind of why I hesitate. I haven't seen
I
you.
understand that.
You know what I mean? I went on a walk. I went out yesterday. Yeah, I went out yesterday. I went out today. But like I said, so far, one thing that really stands out is that I can blend in, and
Is
I
that you
look
don't
like
stand out.
Bill.
What
And I don't
stands out
want
is
to.
you don't
That's
stand
the
out.
thing. If you wanted to, maybe you could go to some other city or other place and you could stand out as a tourist. But for me, with my complexion, and not that matters, but for my complexion, right here where I'm at, I blend in. You know what I mean?
Hmm?
And I like it. I don't want to be that foreigner or the target, not for anything bad, just the target for anything. You know, I
Mm.
just want to walk to the damn store and come back. You know what I
Right.
mean? I want to walk around Zona Colonial and just walk and see sights, and
So
isn't
walk
that
along the
fine?
Malecon unbothered.
Yes, I like that. That's I don't need special treatment. I want the extra attention on me. I don't want people to think I got money that I don't have. I just want to go about my way, enjoy my sights,
Do not
interact with the
rob
people I
me.
want to interact with. So far, that's what I liked about it. The that way more brownouts than I thought, especially at least today. Way more. That's a negative for right now. If you're interested in it,
Bruh.
the women are beautiful. if you want to come here for that, but you got to know Spanish. I can tell you that. You know, I'm an expert on that either.
Hmm.
But you just
And
need
Dominican
Spanish.
Spanish is
It's
fast,
not
high
a.
level, and unorthodox.
Re-
Don't come
Oh
over here
Shit.
with no Spanish 101 Spanish thinking that it's about to be all good. You're gonna have your feelings hurt. Don't do it. Save your
It's
confidence.
very fast. It's very
Hmm.
fast. Like I said, I could understand what you're talking about, but I don't know what you're saying. If that makes sense.
that's bizarre. But yeah,
In
it's
my in my years of travel, I never had a problem getting along with people from other cultures and other nationalities. Never had a problem with that. But I'm always been the type that flew under the radar and stayed out of trouble. I didn't put myself in places I shouldn't be.
well, my
Also,
question was more so about like what do you prefer? Because I mean, I don't think anyone really has any problems one way or the other, whether they're blending in or they're not blending in, like black men in Thailand or a white guy like yourself in Thailand. My question was essentially which do you prefer and which do you prefer and why do you prefer it? Do you prefer the blending in aspect if you would say in Germany, right?
I,
Obviously. Or do you prefer
honest,
the Thailand aspect where you don't
uh,
blend in?
honest for me, I don't think it really matters.
for me, they
It's
both
main
suck.
They
They're
both
they're
suck.
both trash.
every
It's just what are the pluses compared to the level of trash I have to deal with? Because there's a level of difference between being othered in like Singapore, where I'm not Singaporean, but there are other foreigners around, and being othered in like East Timor, where it's like it's just you, dog. Like so, it's there's levels. Like most things, there's shades of gray in between the black and white. Like right now, I'd say I obviously don't mind being othered, but I'm also an indoors person a lot of the time too. So like it's not like I'm being othered constantly 6, 7, 8 hours a day every day. It's like occasionally people are surprised when I come downstairs to order like my delivery, or like there's a language center on the bottom floor of my building, and sometimes new students like are shocked to find out I am not one of their teachers. So like little stuff like that, but it's not like a blocker or makes me upset or anything. It's just little. It's an interesting seasoning to your day, and it varies for sure from country to country. And I think there's a modifier in being a black man, and that we're until like the last 5, 10 years, we were a bit of a rare drop. A lot of people or a lot of places. When I was the first black person they had ever seen.
Wow.
15, 10 years ago when we were just really starting to get into globalization, or if other black people saw me, they assume I was African. I usually get like spoken to in French before I get spoken to in English. So
Wow. Mm.
it's definitely evolved a lot for the better and for the worse, but ultimately for the better, in my opinion. It's
Me,
great. Like when I go
for
to
me,
Bali and work with black people.
for
It's
me, I
interesting.
just want to be treated. I want to be treated special by service, not just somebody that's on the street. You know what I mean? That's that's kind of what I'm saying. Like when I'm spending money and I'm doing something, I'm in a restaurant, hotel or whatever. Yeah, treat me special. Look at me different when I'm there because I'm spending. When I'm on the street, just walking, I just want to walk, you know. And if I wanted that special treatment 24/7, and I will go stay on a resort. But I don't do that. I stay in like regular neighborhood, and I like that. Um, just don't want the
And it's
googly eye.
easier for and the flip side is it's easier for you to do that than it is say for not right now, because right now Aaron's just like what we call a viejo. Like you could definitely be like Cuban or Dominican right now. Like you hitting with the am I there and before the rates? Like no, but you definitely right now I could see it, but it's easier for you in that place than it is in say Japan, right? So it's like it's what you're looking for. If you're looking to blend in, then it's easier to have those everyday regular, walking down the street, whatever experiences in South America or Africa, for us, or even Europe, in some places than it
I
is
don't know.
in like
I don't know
Southeast
if it's
Asia.
I blend in. I think I blend in. Maybe they just don't give us damn. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It is Santo
that's
Domingo.
true.
It's a big city.
It's
So
also a big
they
city,
just
yeah.
don't give it. Yeah.
I I'm the
But
type
all
that
I know is
likes
I like it. Definite plus.
I'm the type that likes to try to blend in. I'm not too much on trying to stand out, for everybody to see and stuff like that. Even when I help people here in our village and stuff, I try to remain anonymous. I don't try to let people know. I don't try to stand out that much.
How is that even
But
possible if you're like the white guy amongst a bunch of Thais? Like, I know you try to be anonymous. I get it. Like, in your mind, I think you think you're anonymous, but I just can't
But you
imagine,
are
like,
definitely the white. You are the Farang in the village, right? Like, is there another There are 30 Farangs, right? So there's 29 of you, I believe you said, in the general vicinity.
the
W-
29 more than me. How do
Yeah.
I how do I normally do it? I go see each village has what they call a head man that kind of
Mhm.
oversees the village. I usually go through him and other resources that help out the community, stuff like that, and I try to donate from that. But like for like
I see you. I see you getting good with the big shots. A little bit of free game, free game. You come to
All
a
right,
also
new
fellas.
I'm
village, you
also
out in the
Look,
sticks.
I'm
it's
also
been a
friendly with
pleasure.
I'm also
It's
friendly
been a
with the
pleasure.
police here and stuff like that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the shit they don't tell you.
oh, he's trying to get
Oh,
out of
we
I
here.
wish
done?
we had
Oh,
more
we're
time.
twinsies. Yeah.
I wish
Yeah,
we had
but
more
no,
time.
nothing
He
illegal.
wishes. He wishes we had
Nothing.
more
I wish we
time,
had
but
more
he
time,
don't.
but
No, we don't.
I
He
gotta
gotta
All
get off
go.
right.
here.
Well, take
Yo,
care,
play.
everybody.
Yo, you have a
So
fantastic rest of
King,
your evening,
go
brother.
out. It's been a pleasure. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read through these one more time, and then we're gonna sign them. Any final
I'm a
words,
mute.
guys?
I'm
Quickly.
Nope, I'm a mute so you can cook. You have a fantastic one. I'm
Thank you.
here until you
Thank
cut off for symmetry.
you. Here we go. We're gonna run through these one last time. Mental health benefits, traveling abroad. One, breaks routines and mental ruts. Sparks curiosity and motivation, frees you from repetitive negative thinking patterns, allows mental reset. Number two, reduces stress and anxiety. When you step out of your environment, you also step away from the triggers that come with it. Slower pace in many countries, especially Latin America and Southeast Asia. Less pressure to constantly perform, provide, or prove. Exposure to nature, sunlight, and different social reduces cortisol levels. Number three, boosts self-esteem and confidence. Navigating foreign places builds trust in yourself. You solve problems, language barriers, logistics. You become more adaptable and self-reliant. You learn you can start over if needed. Number four, provides perspective and gratitude. Seeing how others live, often with less material wealth but more joy, helps reframe your problems. It shifts focus from what's missing to what matters. Helps you let go of toxic expectations from your home country, cultivates a deeper appreciation for health. It encourages mindfulness. In new surroundings, you naturally pay more attention to the moment, engage your senses, new sights, sounds, and smells, pulls you into the now, reduces anxious thoughts about past and the future, and it encourages reflection and inner stillness. Number six, emotional healing. Many men carry pain but never process it. Travel gives space for healings. You can breathe. You can grieve, breathe, and think freely away from judgment. Solo travel allows silence and self connection. You can discover the healing that doesn't require a therapist's office, just a change in environment. Number seven, improve social connections. You're more open to new friendships and conversations when you're not guarded in your usual environment. Less transactional and status driven social norms abroad, opportunity to meet people organically without a script. You can rebuild your identity in real time, not based on old expectations. And number eight, decreases depression symptoms. Regular exposure to sunlight, movement, and nature abroad can regulate sleep and mood, increase dopamine and serotonin, and combat feelings of isolation and stagnation. Last year, 8 things. Remember, it's still Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, all the month of June. I'm gonna keep bringing it up. Um, thank you guys for tuning in. Everybody that came up, thank you guys. I appreciate y'all. You guys always coming up to help me out, man. I really appreciate that. Helping me out. And believe it or not, you're helping somebody else out by sharing your information. And it's well appreciated that you guys take the time and effort to do that. You know, it means a lot, man. Always saying it. Son's watching this, my nephews are watching this. And it really means something that you guys care enough to share your experience, you know. So thank you again. Thank you to everybody that the message in the chat that took the time out of the day to tune in. You know, it means a lot to me. We do appreciate you guys. You don't know how much, man. I appreciate you guys. So until the next time, man. The next time I'll be back. I might do an impromptu. I don't know. If I get it, I might just, you know, you might see a notification. Take care of yourselves,
Holler at
man.
us if you need a hydration break, buddy.
Yeah, tough, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys. Until next time, peace out, man.